Hello and welcome to Dragon Poet Society. We are newly rebranded, so thank you for joining us here tonight on this very hot evening. Apologies for the background noise of the fans and for my underdressed state. I prefer to, have sub-ideal circumstances rather than heat exhaustion. So we are going forward with that, but we'll be joining. Right now, we're not going to be joined with. Nailed it.
They came in a
Hopefully,
too.
we're not going to be joined by Darian, aka Michael, today. He is off on vacation, so curses! You have escaped the heat. But the rest of us are here sweltering, so that's why we've got the whole setup that we've got. But we will be picking up where we left off and doing some recap stuff. Let's see. There's not any more I can go, dude. Oh, come on!
Oh, I can choose this one.
Let's see if I can. Oh, there we go. I got you. There we go. Readjusting with the new setup. So, picking up where we left off with Curse of Strahd. When last we left off, the team had made it to Vallaki and was focused on establishing a safe point at the Blue Water Inn. They caused an almost immediate commotion by attempting to run around and grab a blue-winged raven that they had been seeing recurringly that was on the roof of said inn. Guards came by and ordered the team to desist. Seemed on the verge of arresting, but Irina yet again saved the day with her political sway. Still, though, the team awaits an interview with the watch captain / other individuals from the guard in the evening, so we'll see how that goes. Otherwise, the team also met and spoke with a handful of characters at the Blue Water Inn. From the flamboyant Rictavio to the reserved but pleasant Danica and Erwin Mardukov and a few others, hearing of various talk of the town, kind of getting a base rundown on some of the things, but still fairly unexplored in a good portion of Vallaki. Splitting up, the team sought to rectify that, and a few members of the team went to visit St. Andrew's Church. They met Father Lucian there and learned some of the local troubles with the Baron. And also established what looks like a safe location, consecrated against darkness, according to the legend that the Father Lucian told. Otherwise, a couple others, Mary-Lou and Jennifel, went to visit some shopkeepers. They met Belinsky and his strange Irina dolls. They also met a few other shopkeepers, as well, including Hyrova Kemlerite. They did a mixture of inquiring, flirting, and snooping to learn that many of the shops had seen theft of some of their tools and weapons as of late, which involved a lot of the higher prices. They also discovered that there was something alive and ferocious within the charming Rictavio's cart, or carnival wagon, as they were investigating that. However, in a larger turn of events, Mary-Lou noticed that Jennifel's very own shadow was waving at her and pointing to a part of the apothecary, a padlocked cellar with strange noises coming from within. With their curiosity piqued, the the pair decided to unlock the cellar, picked a lock in fact. They proceeded down into the cellar full of green spooky light, while Jennifel did at least, while Mary-Lou kept watch. Triggering a trap and a clanging bell of an alarm, Jennifel quickly tumbled down into the cellar and noticed its expanded area and saw several strange and twisted experiments. A raven-wolf-man hybrid, a strange plant-like zombie mixture, and a series of fanged, decapitated heads with bat wings grafted on them, all of which were held in greenish liquid tanks and chained up. However, the hybrid wolf-raven creature did escape its bonds and crashed into the space. So that's what we've got here on the combat cam here. We have its hybrid wolf creature, hybrid wolf raven creature, and then we have Jennifel here with Mary-Lou outside keeping watch. Jennifel is also poisoned as she triggered the poison dart trap that was set on the stairs. So, with all of that said, we're going to start with rolling initiative. So, go ahead and roll initiative for Jennifel there. I've got... what's it doing myself? Bump, bump, bump. Okay.
Which is a blessing. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you say it was like a klaxon that's going, or what's the...
No, not a klaxon. Just when it's not going now.
Okay.
When you tripped over the tripwire that you found on the stairs, it also rang a kind of ringing bell sound that went up through the space. So that is what you got there.
Gotcha.
All right. Mary-Lou, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative as well? And we'll just hold off on that. What'd you get?
18.
Okay.
19.
19.
No. I
Okay.
never have good first rolls, so.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Not 29. Come on.
I'm
I
feeling
believe
it.
Oh, Mary-Lou, you said 18, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then we have one more to do. What's that? Yeah, let's that is...
Music is spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have spooky music. That's part of the fun.
I think we're just about to have some good, wholesome fun here.
Oh yeah. Tea
Yeah,
party.
just a romp, tea party.
The whole
So we'll pick up...
parade.
Yeah, there we go.
It'll have fun.
Yeah?
A matter of clarification. I didn't release them. They would have broken out anyways. I just happened to be there when they broke out.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I mean,
Actually, yeah.
they might have gotten aggravated and tried to escape because you were there, but
Okay,
But
so...
I mean, if you chain something up with not good chains, it's gonna break out of them eventually.
Okay, so, with everything said, we've got the snarling, sort of kind of smashing creature that's eerily rising to a standing shape there. It's going to be going first with a 22 on initiative.
I don't like that.
So it is immediately going to charge the creature within its vicinity, and it skitters up very quickly in a sort of creepy, staggering way, and it's going to immediately start to make a pair of attacks against you.
All right.
All right. So it's going to rake at you, and as like the feathers sort of release and it's like shaggy skin and feathers all mixed together with like stitch marks all around, and it's going to rake at you with some bird talons, and it's also going to attempt to bite you. So bird talons and bite. Ooh, that's off the thing. There we go. Okay. So the talons, that's going to be a 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and the bite is going to be a 9 to hit.
That does it.
Okay. Whoa.
Nicholas would be awesome.
There that goes. All right, so let's do that. So just the talons hits. So we'll do those. Damage. And it's going to be... Woohoo! Let's see.
That's not good.
That's going to be 8 slashing damage. Okay, that's it for its turn. Jennifel, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to, like a panicked creature, I will... I don't know what this will look like. Actually, I do know what this will look like. I will try to kind of lift up my mask a little bit,
Okay.
and I will spend 2 meta magic points to cast darkness. But when I do that, I can see from my own darkness.
Okay.
So I imagine it as like when I lift up the mask, there will be just even like just darker black fluid, cloud will be coming out of it. Because it's already, you said there's green light here, right?
Yeah, so there's a sort of a phosphorescent greenish light
Okay.
that the tanks are emitting, and that's spilled all over the floor from the creature that burst through the tank.
Cool.
But yeah, you lift your mask, and just a pluming, boiling shadow engulfs and floods the space.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And it says, if the point you choose is on an object you're holding or one that is being worn or carried, the darkness emanates from the object and moves with it. I can cover it to stop the darkness. Would that work for my mask if I'm saying like when I'm casting it on like my orbital
Sure.
zone? Okay.
Yeah, I like that. All of that. Sure.
And I'm gonna run,
Okay.
and I don't think message is up anymore. It's only one.
Yeah, message isn't a continual spell. It's each cast is a new thing.
I'm just gonna run.
Okay, so you're gonna back up.
Yes.
All right, it's gonna take its attack of opportunity against you.
Would it be at disadvantage because it can't see me?
It has dark vision.
Dang it! Wait, no, it's magical dark vision though.
Oh, that's right. With
Magical
darkness,
darkness.
it blocks
Yeah,
even dark
creature
vision.
with dark vision can't
So
see
yes,
this.
that's correct. It would be at disadvantage.
Okay.
So I'll just roll twice and pick the lower thing. It's going to attempt to bite you with its wolf sort of face. Good thing it has disadvantage because that was a natural 20 and then a nat 1. So that as you the darkness and as you see your own shadow sort of looms up off the ground and begins like grabbing at the beast in its eyes. and it's sort of reeling and sort of making all these sort of rigid, sort of jerking motions as it's being engulfed by the shadow and kind of bites and snaps. But your shadow actually holds its jaws closed as you like make a beeline for it.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Okay.
The least it can do got me into this mess.
Alrighty. So you're gonna go ahead and move out.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume I'm out in the street here.
Yep, you are.
And then, so what you'll see coming out of the cellar, I'm like, as soon as I get out, I'm gonna be trying to like close the cellar door.
Okay,
So you'll see
so
me struggling to try to close it.
Remember, you're also the darkness is on you, so it's permeating with you, and it's
okay.
an aura, a radius, I believe, of 20 feet coming from you.
15-foot radius.
This my mistake. 15-foot radius. So as you're coming up, the darkness kind of blooms over Mary-Lou, and you get sort of engulfed with that as well. So would you like to? I'll allow you to bonus action, just like cover your mask.
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to say or do as you rise up to the top?
Just
part of
I'm
this?
like trying to grab the cellar door and like just shaking. Like, help!
Okay. At this point, Mary-Lou, you're joining the combat, and it is your turn.
Seeing that, she will try to slam the cellar door down and lock it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a. Well, you wouldn't need a strength check or anything like that to do it. So you and lock the thing pretty quickly.
Okay.
What are you doing after that? Anything you'd like to say or do?
What the hell? And then she'd like, and seeing that like she ran out, Mary-Lou will just like maybe like keep a hand on the cellar door just in case it's something that.
Can I respond?
Yeah.
We should run.
Okay. Should we get guards? You know how we totally heard noise coming from the cellar?
Run first. We'll think about it later.
As you're hearing that, you hear someone say, "I thought I heard something. Let's go check it out." And you hear like of stomping boots and clanking chainmail
Jen,
heading in your direction.
You a good liar?
We can start making out.
Sure.
As you guys are saying this, you're also hearing
No, okay, that's not gonna work.
from the cellar as it's like.
We heard noise and we came to check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
As you're saying this, a formation. I've got little formations now for the guards coming up. Approach to the space. You guys have closed the door.
That can be Jennifil's solution to everything.
So
what you got?
you sort of have they round the corner of the sort of alley-like space that you're around, and you're hearing.
Help!
What's going on?
Guards!
You there? Who are you? What are you doing?
I'm so glad you're here. I think there's someone in here. They were screaming, and it sounds like they're hurt.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check.
Yeah. Come on, don't fail me now. Everything's gonna be fine. Not gonna go like shit. Okay, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Nice.
And that's why you bring snacks.
Oh no, I got the same thing twice. Deception. Oh, okay, not too bad. 13.
Very well. This is very troubling news to be heard. Have you? What's going? What? I'm so befuddled. Explain.
We heard this screaming and banging against the cellar, and we just came thinking that someone would accidentally lock themselves in. We're just trying to help, and it sounds really scary. We're so glad you're here.
Yes, exactly. Well, yes, that's why we're here. And like this guy's kind of young looking, like fresh faced, kind of clearly like befuddled, and like an older looking guard is like, Damon, like just take a second. Just let me handle this. Citizens, thank you for alerting us. Please return to your homes or else your accommodations. It seems like you're outsiders here. Mm-hmm. First, you're staying at
the Blue Water Tavern.
Okay, go there now. We will follow up with you later.
So glad you guys
the rest
are
of
here. Thank you.
in fact, Damon, you go run for additional guards, and then you sort of like Samuel, you and I at the ready, and they like sort of get their spears ready and their shields and stuff like that, and they're clearly ready. While Damon goes like charging off down the side.
Y'all need any help? I don't know what the hell's going on. Us and our friends also at the Blue Water Tavern are pretty good in a fight. FYI.
Well, duly noted, but we solve things in-house, Baron's rules. Please return to your home immediately.
Thank you so much.
At this point, you hear like a and like a raven's claw appears out of the thing. You hear, "What the?" And are you guys running, or are you guys staying around?
What I was planning on doing, because we're in an alleyway, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna run so that to the what do you call it, the front of the building? The front of the building.
The facade? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. The front of the building. That'll
so
do.
that I could pretend to fix my shoe and like keep in the alleyway so I can keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay.
Like,
So.
hold on, Mary-Lou, I gotta. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's completely doable. So you're heading out.
Yeah, she'll
And sort of looking
she'll
like this.
follow, but still keep looking back. Pretty
Kinda like that.
concerned.
There'd be no way that I could see the cellar door from like.
You could continue down like this direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's being caught on camera, so let's just move that like that.
And stupid shoes.
Yeah, they're pretty stupid.
At this, you hear
They're completely
"Yeah!" coming from within the cellar, and you see like a wolf's like mouth kind of grabbing at the cellar door, and immediately they're like stabbing at it. So we'll go ahead and do some. I need to get my.
And I'll show her like my bite marks. I think I'm not feeling so great.
Oh, like how not great? Because
You got talon slash, not bit,
Oh.
not bit.
Was that what poisoned me?
No, the poison came from the dart. Remember?
That's right.
So you got darted too. Triple darted, in fact, I think, if I remember correctly. So she triple poisoned? Thankfully for her, no.
Yeah.
That's not really how that works.
Well, that'd be bad.
That'd be pretty bad. I don't know why. Sorry, 1 second. I am grabbing my.
And Mary-Lou won't link Jennifel. We're sticking around to see that doesn't escape,
These
right?
shoes are so expensive. You think that these are bad? There's nothing wrong with these. I feel like I'm walking on clouds. I'm just not a spy.
Oh,
That's something. What did I do? With
I think the wraps on my
There we
feet,
go.
I think they're coming undone too.
Okay,
check
so they're gonna
those.
go with their spears.
Don't want to be tripping and falling.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
yeah. I didn't
Oh, that's why.
fall
Okay.
off.
All right. So you see, like them go in, and Damon's like, they're on their way, and you see spears stab in. All three. In the formation, there's actually 4 of them, even though there's only 3 models there. I just have them in nice, convenient sets of 3. So I'm gonna roll for damage here because these guys actually hit with their spears. So
Woo!
that's gonna be. All right.
Well, we have a story for the others.
Oh yeah, we do.
I hope the orphanage was less exciting.
Oh, I can only imagine.
All right, so as they're going, it's sort of they're stabbing it, and they're like, it doesn't seem to be hurting it that much. What's going on? What is this thing? At this point, you hear sort of like a bling bling, and
Oh.
Heinrova Kemlerite joins, and she says, "What are you? Oh no!" And immediately, some of the guards turn to her, and they're like, "Blasphemer! Monster! Seize her!" And immediately, this is turning into, you're hearing this, because she came around the other side, opposite to where you guys are at, but you're hearing all of this being shouted, and you're hearing all sorts of noises. At some point, you hear a and a splintering of wood, and you're seeing sort of the creature fight up against the guards, and you see Damon get just like downed and immediately
Damon.
just completely brutalized by this creature. You're hearing like noises and stuff like that, and then you hear, "No, leave it! I was doing so well. It's research. And you're hearing some exchanges. So what are you doing? Are you going to continue to just observe? Are you going to help? Or are you going to? What's the plan?
We could maybe help them, but
Okay. I'm not feeling so great though. You take charge and I'll be here for support. But if we need to run, we need to run.
no. Mary-Lou will come around the corner, and like it's not going well.
It's not going very well, and you're hearing screams of like humans shouting and screaming now. At this point, you do also see another guard formation that has joined the fray against the situation. So they're kind of blocking your view now. They do notice you kind of staring, and they're like, "Citizens, return to your home!" As they like pass with their spears and stuff out and begin starting to attack.
You sure about that?
They're already engaged. They're not stopping to chat. That was like order, and they're moving on.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I feel bad leaving, but I think
We need to go.
I don't think this is a place that'll take kindly to us.
Yeah.
Staying.
Okay. yeah, you guys exit. Go ahead and make perception checks, both of you. Jennifel, you're at disadvantage, remember?
Okay.
For being forced.
Oh.
5.
Oh.
Okay, you do not notice.
7.
Okay, you do not notice. So you guys carry on. You guys just flee the scene, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that thing was gonna escape event. This was inevitable.
You saw that though,
Okay.
right? This, like,
With the sounds of screaming and screeching, of shouting and pained humans. Oh, man, I'm just getting ads all the time. Sorry for that. With screaming of humans and just sort of and sort of kind of noises and they're like, no, my pretties. You're hearing all these sort of jumbled noises in the back of your ears and back of your ears. It's made sense in my head. Echoing behind you at your back as you guys are fleeing the scene. With that said, this is an exited combat situation, so who knows how it'll turn out, but the team has left. Good job with the darkness. That definitely saved your bacon.
It's not like I've been pontificating this all week. It's fine.
Good. I'm glad to hear that you thought ahead.
I've been going over scenarios for this in my head, and this was like the ideal one. We escape, we lie to the guards, and we leave.
Yep, perfect.
All right. So where are you guys heading?
To the
inn.
Okay. Are you running, or are you just sort of at this point
just
like?
fast walking. And
Yeah.
like we're getting exercise. You know how like old ladies will go out and like do like power walking.
Okay. You're doing some power walking to get out and around. So. Who knows what became of those guards, of Hydrova, or her experiments. You guys are heading back to that. You do pass some more guards
Keep on
running.
saying that.
Like another quartet of guards just like passes you without speaking or anything like that. They draw like one guy like draws like a half glance towards you. It's a guy with a greatsword on the back who was haranguing Nora for running with her armor before. He kind of like looks over at you guys and just kind of keeps running. And they turn the street corner that you guys just exited from, and you guys are heading back towards the space. You see again the sort of unexplored town square that you're sort of fast walking past and just heading back towards the inn.
And as we're walking, I'll kind of just, like when you see old ladies power walking, they're also like just excitedly like jabbering to each other, just blah, 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 blah. And they were in these like really big vats, and there was like these abominations, and I think she's been running some terrible science experiment, just telling her all the details about what I saw.
Okay.
I hope the guards are okay.
We'll tell everybody when we get back to the inn, and like maybe we all can regroup and go back there and help them. But I feel terrible, and I would like to sit down and maybe relax for a little bit.
Okay. Well, with that, that's where you guys are at, heading back towards the inn. Nice job. I had a combat prepared, but you guys
I thought I was going to
smoothly just exited right out of it. I thought I had you with the initiative 22, but well done.
Yes. I'm
So,
like, do they execute people in Vallaki? They probably execute people in Vallaki.
and good job with the persuasion. You were managing to deal with that, so nicely done.
Yay!
In any case, with that said, who knows what the follow-up will be. But
Who knows?
You know.
couldn't say. In any case, we'll pick up with the remaining members of the team, who, if I remember correctly, were just outside the orphanage space. They had just gone and visited the orphanage. After visiting the church, the team went over to the orphanage to check in on the 3 children that they had saved and turned over to the orphanage there. Nora had an interesting experience there and was a little bit shaken, but otherwise is returning. So what's everyone doing there? Darian's saying, I think that we should speak with the Baron at some point. I really want to get this deed ratified so that we can ensure that we are going to be having property. I mean, it'll really help us if we have some home base that's property of our own. And frankly, as Lord of that mill, I think it's only right that we communicate with other landowners of Barovia. It sounds like it's a good idea.
Are too good at playing
Excellent
PCs.
as always, Nicholas.
Yes. He just has us down to a T.
So, and Irina's like, yes, perhaps that is a good idea, but I am worried about drawing too much attention, so we may want to be a little bit on the quieter side, as we have already made a bit of a ruckus, as you say. But perhaps we ought to regroup. That was the plan, after all, to regroup with our friends at some point, and the hour is getting a little bit late. as the things are going, and if we are not going to be, I would at least like to touch base with everybody, and then I am going to be staying the night at the church, as I had arranged with Father Lucian for the protections there. So, with that said, what do you guys say?
Sure. I mean, we came and did what we wanted to. Maybe we wait on the Baron, get a little information on who he is as a person. But yeah, sit back to the inn.
Well, I just think that maybe we can also look into getting a horse. I'm tired of walking everywhere on my, my peg leg here, and I don't know what the opportunities are going to be like here, but maybe we can check out the Vistani camp too. I know that Aragol, I believe was his name. He encouraged us to go there. Maybe they might have some more information. The Vistani we met more earlier had horses, and frankly, maybe these ones will be. I mean, Aragol had a horse, and frankly, I can't imagine that two groups of Vistani would overcome my bartering charms. So let's make sure that we visit there as well to explore every opportunity, if you understand me.
That's on you there, lad. Good luck. If you wind up with a horse, power to you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I will.
We'll see.
Okay, so you guys are heading back to the inn, is that right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else we got to do. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. As you guys are heading back, you're noticing. Let's see. Go ahead and make perception checks for Cledu and Nora. You can go ahead and make perception checks. I'm going to roll for Darian here.
I mean, what's there to notice in town?
Yeah, that's what's going on.
Let's find out.
All right. Darian is not noticing. He's too busy dusting off his deed to the mill there.
19.
19. And Nora.
6.
6. Okay. Still shaken from your experience and the voices that you heard in the orphanage. You're maybe hanging a little bit back, maybe a little bit separated from the group. Cledu, you notice a little bit of sort of greenish tinged smoke on the far side of town.
You two seeing that?
It'd be the three of you, since Irena's there. The three, I believe you mean.
Sorry.
And yes,
Sorry.
the other three of them, 4 total, including Cledu.
I can talk to myself if you want.
Yes, 3, I believe you mean. And yes, I do see that. That is a little bit of trouble. Let us hope that our friends are not involved. For now, though, let us regroup. And if they do not appear within the hour, then perhaps we can go looking for them.
That sounds good. All right, who's taking bets on whether or not they did this?
I mean, I'm more of a bartering man than a gambler, so...
Oh, I don't mean literally. You shouldn't, but yeah, okay.
Well, I don't know Gnomish customs, so it's hard for me to know whether you're being sarcastic or not.
All right, pointy ears, you and me. We're going back. We're gonna throw hands.
All right. Well, I'm more of a bows and blades kind of guy, but we'll see how it goes. Count yourself lucky. This isn't a real combat. And with that, why don't you guys speak? Why don't you guys speak really? Talk really quickly. I really have to go use the bathroom, so pardon me.
Do that.
Don't pull in.
We didn't die.
Discuss what you'd like to do.
Okay. Was there anything else we needed to do?
Well, I don't think we're getting any healing potions.
Oh god, no, that's way too expensive.
Well,
Yeah, to say nothing
also,
of
the
fact that-
apothecary owner just got arrested.
You know, maybe she did really well and killed all the guards and didn't take everything.
It's not the ideal
We gotta
solution.
go back and find out.
I mean, that's
Unless
not
she
the...
has
Claude
control
wouldn't
of
say
the
that,
creatures.
but...
It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it, but
Yeah, I mean,
She might know something to like how to manage them.
She might be able to point in the direction that we're thinking.
oh, there are truffles in the freezer as well.
Yes, thank you.
Other than the time they just melted at Michael's. Like, I went to grab one towards the end of the night. I'm like, nope, that went through
Just like
that.
a liquid chocolate.
Okay. So,
Do you want some?
I'm good, thank you. For now, at least. Keep away from the crack pretzels. Yes, thank you for the reminder to stay hydrated. That is definitely important. Get a bit of water. Chat reminder. Stay hydrated. Everyone take a drink.
Oh, yeah.
It would be hot though.
All right. So, being equidistant roughly from town, you guys are equidistant on opposite ends of the town. you guys would both take about the same amount of time to get back to the inn. Although Mary-Lou and Jennifel are rushing a little bit more. At this point, Jennifel even more pale than usual, if that's possible. And she looks like she's struggling a bit. But you guys make it to the inn in due course. You get back before the other members of the party have arrived. You open the door, and it seems like the two drunk frat guys had left. In fact, you passed them on the way, and they're like, "Yeah, man, check out the smoke. Let's go check it out. See what's going on over there." And they like pass you without any comments or note or anything like that. Like they don't even see you. You enter the inn, and you see a mixture of individuals that.
Can I pause for a second?
Sure.
While they're going back, while we pass the frat guys, we hear them say that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a sewage fire. You don't want to check it out. We already did. It's really gross.
Awesome! Check it out. Let's go.
I tried. I just tried
Yeah,
to put
I
that
mean-
in.
You did your best.
Maybe I deal with the drunks. Well,
Yeah. You have experience with it?
I have the experience.
Nice. Well, on the as you guys approach, what's passive perception for Jennifel?
Is it just intelligence?
No, perception. So that's wisdom based.
Wisdom
So it's going to be 10, just 10 plus your proficiency. 10 plus your
Wisdom
perception
modifier?
check.
Okay.
Perception bonus.
I should know this by now. 11.
Okay. So you notice that a blue-winged raven of a sort has flown over you guys, over your overhead, and is perched again and is squawking, chittering, and amongst the other ravens that are atop the thing. And a few of them are a little larger as well, like the same size, and they sort of agitatedly hopping back and forth and making raven chat, as it were. So you make note of that.
Don't poop on me this time. Don't feel good.
Trouble.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So you guys going back in the inn?
Yep.
Okay, so entering in the inn, the two frat guys gone, obviously. Otherwise, and as is the sort of hunter-looking, rugged frontiersman person that was there at the bar before, bald, bearded guy. But otherwise, the two owners, the Mardikovs, the Danica and Irwin, who own the place, are still there and seem to be just kind of bustling up and clearing up after the frat kids. The two sort of nobles' children-looking individuals. So yeah, they're heading over, and they're cleaning up in the spaces like that. Rictavio is still there, and he sees you guys coming in sort of a huffing breath, and he says, "Aho, adventurers! It seems that you're looking a little worse for wear. Not anything troublesome. Back so soon for our music lesson, are you?"
Not right now. I ate something bad. I need to go to my room right now. Maybe later.
Very well. Well, let me know if I can be of assistance. I'm happy at your service, my dear.
Like a hatchet, it would go right through, and she's whispering this, right through his skull, just right clean through.
So we'll go up and talk to Danica and be like, we already paid, right?
Yes, I believe you guys already paid for...
Can I have a key to one of the rooms that we're staying in?
Oh, yes, certainly. Are you alright, sweetheart?
Yeah, I just don't feel great.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, let me know if there's anything we can do to make your stay more comfortable. And she hands over everything.
If our friends come by, if you could send them up there, that would be lovely.
Oh, of course. Yes, absolutely. We will let them know. And you, she turns over the key to your guys' room. And your head, and she says, "Oh, third door on the left."
Thank you kindly, darling.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you for paying. And at this point, you hear the door kind of and move open again. And the rest of the party has arrived at this point, noticing the quarking ravens up the top, but otherwise nothing too suspicious. You saw them before, and they were disturbed from the previous attempt to grab at them, so who's to say what happens now. Anyway, the team has... you guys are re-entering, and Rictavio says, "Oh, you just missed your other pair. It seems that the masked one had a little bit of a bad turn. She seemed a little bit uneasy, so it seems like she went back up to their room. But let me know if I can be of assistance. Any trouble? I'm a bit of a problem solver myself, of course. So let me know what I can do for you. Irina says, "Oh, well, that is good of you. Perhaps we should check in on them forthwith."
Hey, sounds good.
Not saying anything, Nora's just gonna start walking up the stairs.
Okay.
Or wherever the rooms are.
It looks like you've seen a ghost, my lady knight. Some new story to tell?
Maybe another time.
Another time. Very
She keeps
well.
walking.
I love another time.
Poor guy.
So you guys head up, all back up into the room together, sort of, and you see Jennifel there.
Flopped on the bed.
She's, flopped on the bed, looking very worse for wear. Both of them a little bit, as we all are in real life, sheened brow, a little bit haggard looking, but otherwise, what is everybody doing?
Jennifel, you look really, really, really pale.
Listen, I'll tell you all about it, but we gotta be careful about this, so give me just 1 second. And I will take out I should have in my forgery kit a piece of parchment,
Yes?
so hot, piece of parchment and a pen, and write down what happened, and then just pass the note around, and be like, some people have really good hearing.
Okay.
And I'll just touch your shoulder and do lay on hands.
Okay.
Feel the poison.
Thank you.
Okay, make sure you mark your 5 points off. Irina reads the parchment and says, and kind of taking in what you've said, says, I see. And Darian is sort of like, good to know, but I still think that we can probably work everything out. The guards are still coming to interview us later on, yet, especially you there, Nora, I believe. And it was maybe the captain of the guard who was coming as well. So perhaps we should prepare for that and make sure that we're all...
Do we want to mention this situation that happened to the guards?
Well, this is a troubling discovery. We really ought to maybe not split up and go poking around this town. I'm thinking that there are only so many times that I can pull my rank and status to get us out of trouble.
Okay.
And while I think it sounds like perhaps you have escaped particular blame here, who is to know how things might fall with the way that the judgments are being handed out.
Appreciate that. And I will try to listen in the future.
Thank you.
Inside check.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm bullshitting, so we'll see if you can tell.
A 10.
Can't really. Go and roll deception.
17.
She seems sincere. Contrite, even.
But I will nod along and say nothing.
Okay. As you guys are discussing this, Darian's sort of like, well, we can't let this ruin our chances of making good graces with the Baron. I mean, there's a mill at stake. But in any case, we should be a little more careful. I think Irina's right. And you hear sort of a at the room door.
Hello?
Hello! I believe I have something of interest that might be relevant for each of you. Some information that might be helpful.
This is Rictavia.
It is Rictavia.
Okay.
I told you later.
With all due respect, this is not to do with the music. May I come in?
Sure.
Okay.
Fine.
You
Hold me
take
back.
him.
Hold me back.
He walks on in. Quite a mixed crew. Well, here, and you're right to be careful about the noise. And he shuts the door.
You've been listening in.
Nicholas, real quick.
Yeah.
Can I ready an action?
What are you ready?
If she goes after him, I'm, behind the arms,
Okay.
hold her back.
Yeah, sure. So he shuts the door, and seems to take an extra second, at the door before turning around to you. And his whole demeanor changes from the sort of flamboyant gesturing. He's like, "You need to be more careful. What you're doing here in Vallaki will not be going unnoticed, and things are way more dangerous than you seem to have realized. It seems that you've already found a little bit of the trouble going on, but this is only the tip of the iceberg.
Says the man with blood on his caravan.
Yes, well, interesting that you've been poking around there. Seems that I'm not the only one who's been gathering
What's
a
inside
few
that, by the
secrets.
way?
A few things not particularly germane to this conversation at the moment, though I will get to that at some point, perhaps. Ask me again sometime. In any case, I apologize for the deception.
I'm going to ask you up front.
Well, very well. If you must know, I have been training a bit as a... You see, I have been collecting information, and it's a good front. The whole bard, fake bad musician, and everything going on. It helps. And to sell that, my carnival wagon, some things to amaze, I acquired a large beast that I have been training to hunt my enemies, in fact. But there are a few things that need to be shared here with the team. It seems that you guys have been causing some ruckus, and it will not be unnoticed. Both the Baron and Lady Wachter, if I don't miss my guess, have already taken a little bit of a understanding of what's going on, and fairly soon judgments will be cast and sides will be chosen. So, I highly recommend that you don't get involved with any of the following things. In fact, I suggest that you leave Vallaki. I am going to be leaving forthwith as well, before the festival. Things are getting worse and worse every day here, and it's important for each of you to be especially careful in these times. Outsiders are not welcome. You'll be quickly branded as traitors, or worse, be taken in by other forces. As for what happened down at Heimerova's, well, it seems that my suspicions were correct, but not the only magic that's been going on in town. So, it seems that you all have some purpose here. Is there a particular reason that you've come to Vallaki?
How does anybody go anywhere?
Well, if we're going to be, I've been, after a fashion, forthright with you. Perhaps we ought to compare notes. You see, I know a little bit about what's been going on here, and I can perhaps help you. Outsiders are a force of change here. You're not the first, of course, to pass by these roads, but perhaps more lucky than the previous ones. And he kind of lingers at Cladu and a few of the other individuals as he's looking over you guys.
Do I feel like he's telling the truth?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
What's your angle?
My angle?
What do
Doesn't-
you benefit from by telling us this information?
Well, what was your roll?
22.
He seems pretty sincere. Although you can tell he's hiding some stuff still. Well, my angle is that I do not want to see any more victimized by the power struggle that has been going on here. Even further, I don't want to see you run afoul of problems before you realize your full potential. It seems that, whatever it may be, outsiders tend to cause a bit of a stir here, and I'm hoping that you might be able to assist me in a few of my various endeavors here. But mostly, I think that I, too, am an outsider. I, too, and he kind of looks at Nora, and looks at Jennifel. I, too, wear my own masks, and there's more to me than meets the eye, as you've already learned now. Perhaps we can work together as outsiders, misfits. What do you say? Darian's sort of like, well, if you're an outsider, and against some of the workings here, what's been going on here? Tell us about some of the stuff that's been going on with the Baron. He's who we were hoping to see. We've already got an appointment with the captain of his guard. At this, Rictavio sort of raises his eyebrows. That is bold certainly, but quite dangerous, I would say. It is. He's still wearing his flamboyant outfit and his colorfully plumed hat, but it's a sharp contrast with his tone. The Baron is a forceful man, and has been exacting punishment on those who break his laws. His bruiser, the Izek Strahd, is rather a dangerous one, and certainly not one to be crossed. Seems to be touched by some darkness, capable of casting flame from his grip. In the case of the Baron, if you must speak with him, I would suggest portraying yourselves in the most favorable light as possible to his aims and his goals. But if I'm frank, your best bet is to leave.
speaking of the captain, the guard, before all of that happened, and she'll go and she'll pull out the really weirdly realistic Irina doll. Apparently he's been commissioning these from the toy maker.
At this, Irina is like, what? I do not know this, Isaac. How? This is...
He knows you, though.
Yes, clearly so. Well, I think it best that we get to the church. Certainly, I think it is the best, safest place. But the devil may have many spies. And she kind of lingers her gaze over Rictavio. Indeed he does, but I am not one of them. I know that you do not have many reasons to trust outsiders, but I hope that you trust me. There are many things to be revealed in time, but if I can be of any assistance giving you information, if you must stay, now is the time to ask before I leave.
When are you planning on leaving?
Soon. Before the festival, in the next few days. Now, with these experiments let loose, if what is found in what is within my wagon is discovered, I will be pinned up as a criminal, just as this
I think it's
Rova.
worse for you to leave beforehand.
Well, I think otherwise. The Baron and his men are more the type to imprison immediately and take action. That is if I'm lucky, as it is. Otherwise, a donkey's head and some stocks for me, or perhaps some of the repurposed information, some might say brainwashing, that has been going on within the Baron's house. Certainly those who seem to oppose him the loudest disappear, only to reappear more in his good graces.
What do you... A donkey's head?
Have you not visited the town square yet?
We were busy.
Yes. The last few who mocked the previous festival, the Wolf's Head Jamboree, most loudly, were forced to wear plaster, are currently still, in fact, several days on end now, wearing plaster donkeys' heads, and have been berated and tormented in the stocks at the center of town square, for all who go there to collect their water and go about their daily business to see what becomes of those who oppose his regime. No doubt they'll be reprogrammed soon enough. Strange flashes of purple light have been occurring from his topmost floor of his manor.
We've heard her name a few times, but we have... Who's the lady? She apparently opposes the Baron?
Yes, Lady Wachter. She's a dangerous woman. She objects to Vargas's rule. She is commonly known to say and openly oppose him, saying that she'd rather serve the devil than a madman. Now, she holds an old house in town here. Word is that she keeps her daughter locked in there.
How is it that she's managed to dodge the
Her station, of course, and the fact that Vargas, well, he's not a bold man, and if he's not able to, let us say, directly overpower and overcome those who oppose him without repercussion, he prefers to wait, but perhaps he will soon have the evidence he needs. In any case, not that evidence matters much to the man. In any case, frankly, there are some whispers that Fiona has friends, allies, that are of dangerous sort. Indeed, many guards seem to have gone missing in the last few days, although I'm not sure if this is related, only to be resurfacing a few days later, replaced with new individuals. Who knows where the Baron is getting such men? Many things are turning. This is why I have been collecting this information, and this is why I urge you to make caution and haste in your exit here.
So what happens at these required festivals?
Well, the Baron believes that all will be well, and ensures the well-being and happy mood of his people, or at least that is the aim. Certainly not many feel that way. It is a solidification, a fiction of political power, and a display for him to show that, or at least parade the falsehood that he is protected here, and we are all protected under his guise. I myself do not find them particularly riveting. However, if you are to stay, certainly there's much that can be learned here. A still am curious as to why you have come to Vallaki. I have shared quite a bit. Perhaps it is time for you to share.
Well, partially it was done to point to Arena to try to get her to a safer place. Partially because we rescued some kiddos from an evil place and we were trying to take them to the orphanage, which... Are the church and the orphanage okay? Are they involved in anything?
I do not know much about what has been going on in those places. Most of my focus has been related to the others. I know that Father Lucian is a good man, from what I can tell. I know less than little about the orphanage itself, though.
So you've mentioned that you're training this beast to go after your enemies. What enemies would a man like you have?
Well, as an outsider, it doesn't hurt to be prepared, protected from those who might harm me. It was to be a bit of a distraction, if needed. Otherwise, a attack on certain parties who have wronged me.
Well, why don't you stay with us? Stay through the festival, and we can see what can be learned together. With your knowledge and our muscle, I feel like we can have a good alliance here.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
He hesitates for a second. I am loath to remain through the festival, but I concur that perhaps we can help each other. In my current disposition, I think I am best suited where I have been stationed, hearing whispers and gatherings. Strange things happen all abound. Strange things on the lake nearby, strange rumors of one who comes occasionally to fish in the lake with lightning from his fingertips. Things as far as the words of the Baron, the words of and whispers of those who support Lady Wachter. I would not be surprised if both of them try to sway you to your side.
Do they already know you?
They know me, of course, yes. However, I think they deem me to be a little bit too flamboyant for their tastes, to be a reliable ally. And most have been spending their time, wasting their time, really, trying to discourage me from making too much of a mess or of an affair. Although I was offered a position to help set up the fair as a man, the upcoming celebration, as a man of supposed carnival talent. However, I politely declined, saying that my show was undergoing some renovations and did not want to spoil the Baron's plans.
Well, some ideas. We can maybe ease into this role a little bit better. Maybe you tell the people that you canceled your show, tell them that it's back on. You and I will perform to try to get into the good graces of the Baron.
This is an idea, although it puts us at center of attention at the festival.
Even better, we'll make a great show, and then our allies here can go around and get any other information.
At this, Darian sort of pipes up and he says, "That could work, but I like the idea of getting in good graces with the Baron, but perhaps we should talk with him first to make sure that this is not going to disrupt what he has in mind. He might not take kindly to things."
That's fair.
Weird, odd question. You say you're an outsider. Where are you from? And have you heard of the continent of Lemuria?
I have traveled here and to and fro. Lemuria I have not heard of, no. However, the mists do seem to prevent exiting from many individuals here. Much of my time has been spent in Barovia of late.
So then you're staying?
All who enter Barovia, aside from the Vistani, stay.
I mean, you're going to be staying in the city for at least until the festival.
I will do what I think is best for my own safety, but
If you can get
allies with you seem like a prudent decision for now. If nothing else, I would say my next destination was going to be the tower, not far from the smaller of the two lakes. However, perhaps I can stay a little bit longer to encourage some more secrets that I can ferret out.
Might want to wash that blood off your caravan and maybe quiet that beast that's in there.
I will take it under advisement. Not the easiest beast to tame.
I have some. If you can tell me how hardy the creature is, I can tell you how likely I am to be able to help you.
Hardy? In what way?
How many times you would have to stab it in order for it to die?
Well, it is a bit of a companion on these lonely roads. I would prefer you not to kill it.
No, don't
But
kill
it is certainly strong, particularly in its armor that I commissioned for it.
No, I can help lull creatures to sleep,
Ah,
but
okay.
not if they're really, really robust.
Reasonably robust, I would say. And as for the rest of you, are there any further inquiries or questions? Perhaps I'm not as welcome among many of the Vistani, but perhaps you might be able to visit their camp as well and get some more information about their goings-on. Certainly they are an informed group of individuals, even if they are not the most trustworthy.
Hi. Yeah, we can head in there, ask around. I mean, most of us, I'm assuming we haven't really talked, but I think most of us are here for information.
Indeed. Well, I will leave that to you, but I am thinking that perhaps our best solution is at least to keep things a little bit quieter until for the next few days, while things get mostly settled. It seems that your handiwork, or at least some of your handiwork, has not been going unnoticed, judging by the interview that you have been scheduled, and of course the attentions and recent disturbances, shall we say, have been fostering in the spaces beyond.
So, by the way, Mary-Lou,
Yeah.
when we split up, you were supposed to watch Jennifel to make sure she didn't, cause problems.
Hey, I
Girls
prevented
just
her.
want to have fun.
I prevented her from breaking into the carnival wagon.
Oh, well, I mean, it's good for a new friend here, but
We didn't get in as much trouble as we should have. She voted with every shopkeep. Oh, by the way, Darian, we might have found someone to make you a new leg. Yeah,
Great! That would be excellent, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
really
like-
ready for a new leg.
yeah, like more like a peg leg, but like a really fancy
really
peg
cool.
leg.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's an upgrade, so I'll take it. And he's kind of, like, sad, but re-encouraged a little bit. And sort of, Rictavio kind of looks over each of you, and I'll wait for Sarah to get back out of the bathroom really quickly. But
That's a weird thing for him to say.
yeah.
And how dare you think that I need a supervisor? I will do what I want when I want.
Yep.
I mean,
that's kind of the problem.
Look how much more information we got.
I mean, you could always have just come back and said, hey lads,
oh,
there's something
And then
going
we
on
could have
there.
pretended that he was this really crappy bar and we'd be none the wiser.
I'm sure he'd reached out eventually.
Sometimes it works in my favor. Most of the time it works in my favor, except for when it doesn't.
That is how that goes, yeah.
But that's my own problem.
Except you're with us now, so your problems are our problems.
That's your choice.
everyone's fine. I'm still alive.
Thank you, Mary-Lou.
All right.
Would you like some pickled popcorn?
As Rictavio kind of looks over all of you, well, I ought to be getting back before I am noticed, and my absence is noted. However, I have one final question. What brought each of you to Barovia in the first place? It seems that, aside from Irina here, you are all outsiders, yes?
Yeah.
Yep,
He kind of looks at Nora for a longer moment, and then kind of looks at Mary-Lou. Well,
I'm looking for my sister.
I'm
What's
also
missing?
looking for my sister, funnily enough.
interesting. Missing sisters, is it? Well, not many outsiders come here willingly.
We were summoned
By whom?
by Madame Eva.
Eva. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Things get darker and stranger with every telling that you guys share.
Tell me about it.
Well, did perhaps she give you one of her readings.
She did. Have you
Perhaps.
gotten one?
Not I myself, not as welcome among such camps. But in any case, what, was there a particular result?
I'll tell you after the festival.
Very well. I suppose that is reasonable. I urge you to exercise extreme caution, searching for your siblings. I will keep an eye out. Is there a particular description?
I mean, given the locale here, any female dwarf probably be her, honestly.
Fair enough. There are not many dwarves. And he seems to take the fact that dwarves exist in stride like no problem. Like he's clearly seen dwarves before. And you, my dear?
Don't remember the description. A bit shorter than I am. Last I saw her, she had like her hair like down to here. Definitely not as muscular. Similar accent.
I see. Well, I will keep my ears and eyes open. I cannot say that I've seen either, though I believe there has been talk from some time ago of a dwarven warrior lady who came by with a group of other adventurers. They were never seen again, though.
Any word on where they may have gone? Where they disappeared?
They traveled to and fro. I did not speak with them personally, but I do know that they sought to undo the devil's working here. They also sought a necromancer, I believe, of some kind.
Aye, that sounds about right. Okay.
I'm not sure who this individual might have been. I will keep my ear to the ground, but there are certain tales of Van Richten battling a few monstrosities here, including the works of a devious necromancer. I will keep my eyes and ears open for that as well. But for now, friends, perhaps we should work on our routine in the morrow evening.
Oh, are you good with that idea?
It is a risk, but I think one worth taking. Perhaps.
Are you staying here?
I am.
Okay. How about we all...
Just down the hall.
Can we get together after our interview?
Tonight.
If you're cool with it. I mean, I'd like to take a nap right now, but after I nap, I should be able to stay up pretty late.
Yes, perhaps we should be able to... we'll need to establish a good cover, but otherwise, I believe that should be reasonable.
Rialta, can Irina stay in your room while the captain of the guard is here? I feel like it might not be a good idea to have
Rictavio is my name, in fact. But she can. She's welcome to stay with me. However, it seemed like you were interested in staying at the church with Father Lucian. And Irina's after all of this information has been shared, she's been really quiet and very pale. And she keeps having darting looks towards the window. Yes, I would like to stay with the church, and holy ground sounds good to me here. It seems that it is less of a safe haven than we might have hoped, but if Father Lucian's words are true, and the rumors of St. Andrew's bones are founded in truth, then perhaps it is my best hope for safety from the devil.
We should probably get you there soon, then.
One of us should go escort her.
I'm going to take a nap.
Darian volunteers, says, well, I can limp there, but I'll definitely keep an eye out, and I'll have a look for everything else. Once, if the captain of the guard comes by while I'm gone, ask him for the notarized list of all of the jottings that he took of each of us. I believe I asked for that, and I want to make sure that that actually gets delivered. As a man of my status, I believe I have earned that right.
How about I go with you, Darian? Is the orphanage real close to the church? Because we did buy the toys to deliver.
Irina said, "Oh, the children, they will love that. That is
They
good."
are horrible toys.
Well, perhaps we should not give them to it.
I mean, they'd be fine as playthings, but we got Creepy You doll. We got...
Yes, I really think that we should just go to the church. She's really upset by the doll.
Yeah, but we also got... We got something that is in my notes.
We got a little hangman set.
Little hangman set, a headless doll with different head attachments.
We got a nesting
dolls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got these too.
Yes, those are interesting toys. Perhaps, why don't I take them and give them to Father Lucian to deliver, and perhaps it will limit some of our activities. I'm
Perfect.
thinking we should maybe hunker down for the evening and not cause any further, given what has transpired.
Yeah, but how about, me, you, and Darian, because I don't want any of us walking back somewhere by ourselves.
This is a good point. Perhaps that is a good idea. Well, let us go
Nora
then.
should stay here just in case something delays us.
Well, I mean,
they're here
they-
for her.
Yeah.
They put me here in timeout, so if I leave, then they're gonna put me in permanent timeout.
They are
not
here
about
for
that.
you. That is interesting. Well, perhaps we should have another discussion later, all of us. But for now, I will return to the common room. Good evening.
Leave me.
And he shuts the door behind him. Anything you guys want to do before Darian and Mary-Lou go with Irina to the church?
Wait, which toy do we want to save for Arago's niece?
It's a headless doll thingy.
He said he wanted a doll, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have two. Is this creepier or less creepy if we give it to the kids who actually know Irina?
They probably like her. Maybe give them the Irina doll.
Okay.
They're
I think
kids.
she's a good role
They'll take
model.
it well.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, well, perhaps you could put that away.
Yeah. You sure you don't? Well, I guess you do have a stalker.
Yes.
We know that one.
Yes. Perhaps we should go? Yes?
Yeah. Yes. Come on. Come on,
Out.
Darian.
I need a nap.
Okay. As you guys are exiting, you guys go ahead and exit and head on down. We'll get to what you guys do. And Irina says, I dislike splitting up, but I think it is the only solution at the moment given the circumstance. Let us make haste, though. And you guys go ahead and exit on out. Little bit goes on. Is there anything you guys want to do or say in the next few minutes? You're trying to take a nap.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Well, let's see. So we're in our room at the moment, right?
That's correct.
Can you describe the room to me?
Yeah, it's a pretty standard-looking inn room, and in fact, you guys rented out multiple inn rooms for the night to share between the party, 6 of you. Although at the time you also got one for you included Irina in that, although she's staying at the church now. It's pretty basic. It's got a window, bed, footlocker for possessions to stay, not and it got a little padlock on it. But otherwise, pretty bare bones.
Just one bed?
Is this?
Well, there's multiple rooms that each of you
Oh,
have,
okay,
have,
sorry, I
have
was thinking,
rented.
like, one
So
big
there's a room for each of you,
Gotcha.
basically, that's set out in this way. And you have, she gave you, Danica gave you the key to your room specifically.
Okay.
So all of them are like small rooms. And when you got up to the hall, sorry, I should have done a better job explaining. When you guys got up to the second floor, it's a hall of doors, all with keys to fit and stuff like that. So, and it seems like there's actually quite a bit more space for bigger rooms and things like that that you guys can see there. But it doesn't, to your eye, haven't noticed too much. But you don't think that anyone else aside from Octavio is staying the night here.
Okay. And so we are on the second floor. How's the window? Like, would it open like? From the center, does it open at all? Is it
It's
big enough for someone to go
it's a
through?
door opening kind of window, so it would sort of open like this.
Okay.
It's yeah.
If we needed to fit Nora out in her armor, would she fit through it?
No.
Okay.
Without her armor, possibly, but since she's wearing heavy armor, it'd be very noisy and very hard to do. And then the fall from the second story would be dangerous.
Just we need to make a quick escape. Good to know.
As you guys are discussing this, you guys see a dark shape brush past the window, and you sort of see like a tapping, like beak.
Huh. Well,
Hold on, is it that raven?
I think they're here for Jennifel, but I guess we'll take a message.
I mean,
I'll head over.
Okay.
Oh, actually,
I probably shouldn't touch any more birds today.
but you were able to talk to Lancelot, weren't you? In some
I
capacity.
can't talk to them.
Okay, that might
You
be
want to just
helpful
maybe
here.
look first and then call me over if you need?
Sure, I'll
Okay.
take the bird poop first.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't want it to bite my head off.
I'd be impressed if it could. So I'll head over and open the window.
Okay. You open the window. And circling is the blue-winged raven, just like very tightly flapping and sort of staying in that space. And clutched in its talons are 2 scraps of paper. And it says, "Found! Friends! Friends!" And it, like, dives into the room and lands, like, on Jennifel's chest. And releases both of the notes, it looks like, directly into your eyes, and says, "Omi! Omi! Omi!"
I'll like look through. I'm in the bed.
Can I run
I'll
to the
dig
window?
through the
No,
bag
no, no.
and like give it a little ration. Is that what you want?
No.
I'll dig through my bag, pull out a copper piece, give it a copper piece.
"Friend! Omi! Favor!"
Oh,
And then it sort of does a quick circling and swoops on out.
Okay.
Bye.
Does anyone want to do anything while as it's like
Am
in
I
that midst of stuff?
Close enough still to do speak with animals?
Well, it's exiting pretty quickly. Did you want to try and speak with animals? I mean, it seems to understand human speech. So did you want to try and say something, or did you want to cast a spell and then try and say
come
something?
back.
Wait, come back!
Later, friends. Flies on out.
Well, that was strange.
Everybody wants to be our friend.
Strange
Wild.
birds in this land.
So I'm gonna take the 2 scraps of paper and look at them.
Okay. The first one looks like a handwritten note and is written in a bluish ink, and it says, "Trust Rictavio."
That's what Rotavio would write.
Does it look similar to
On-
the writings we got from like Strahd? Like similar handwriting?
1 second. Actually, go ahead and make a general intelligence check. Later on that note, though, it says, "Found this in the cellar."
Interesting.
And the other note is written in different handwriting, black ink, and it says, "Patience, we must wait for the festival," and it's signed F.
So it said trust Rotavio, and that found this in the cellar.
It just said, I found this in the cellar."
Okay. What do you guys think of this? Oh, I read them out loud.
And unrolled in that piece of parchment that had the blue ink is a raven's feather with the blue tip.
I think that means the raven can write.
I mean, it just knocked on the window, came in, delivered some notes, spoke to us,
It-
said, "Yeah, we'll meet later,"
It
and then left.
took a spiteful shit on my shoulder too, so it's a very smart raven.
I feel like they do that anyway, but yes, this one's very, very smart. Frighteningly so.
What do you guys think of this?
What'd you get on your roll?
You said straight intelligence?
Yeah.
18.
18. From what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be the same writing as Strahd's writing, or at least the handwriting from whom you think is Strahd.
There. Okay,
And the
that's-
2 sets of handwriting on the blue ink. No, the blue ink is one continuous.
It's 2 little paragraphs,
With
or
the
2
same
little
handwriting?
sentences with the same handwriting. Yeah.
Okay.
What was said in the second letter? Patience.
Patience, we must wait for the festival. And it's signed with the letter F.
Why wouldn't that bird come back here if he wanted us to understand what this meant? Whatever, I'm going to sleep, and I'll just like, I'll gently toss the letters at Claudio. Everybody out.
Can I look outside to see if I still see the raven?
Sure, make a perception check.
Can I try and catch them before they fall? Papers.
Sure, make a dexterity roll.
13.
13. You don't see it. It looks like it's getting dark. Although you do see someone kind of hurrying away from the inn. Kind of hard to see what they're wearing and stuff like that. But it seems like it's kind of nice clothes, kind of raggedy. Like kind of gone ragged. And it seems like it's a night for letters, because as you're grasping at the at those ones, what'd you roll?
17.
You do catch them in sort of like a big swooping thing, very dexterous for a dwarf.
You know, you could have just handed them to me.
She's
I'll
already
walk
turned-
over.
Already turned the other direction.
Okay,
Curled up in
fine.
bed.
We'll see you later.
You
Bye.
A letter has been slipped under your door.
My door still?
Yep. Everyone's here. Well, Mary-Lou and Darian have brought it, of course.
Oh, would you look at that? Wonder who this
It
one's
must
from.
be for you.
Well, okay. I'll go and grab it.
On the outside, it just says, "Brave adventurers."
Okay, does this one look like Strahd's handwriting?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
I'm not going to roll well a second time.
You never know. Give it a go.
Let me see it. And
Positive attitude.
Because I have...
3. Okay.
Let me,
Sure is handwriting.
Yep. Looks like it's written.
if you want to
With
point
ink.
it my direction, I should be able to help you out with that. I think I can mimic any handwriting that I've seen an example of.
You still just have the note.
Which note?
The one we got from Strahd.
The one that's signed with an S. Yeah, you do have.
Signed it with an S. The one we
you-
think is from
The
Strahd.
one you think is from Strahd. You do have it.
We can just compare those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Again?
We'll have. You were gonna have a look, so go ahead.
Yeah, because I
Also,
have-
you get advantage.
Okay. What was the check?
Intelligence.
Oh boy, that is a 15.
They appear to be different than. It appears to be different than
Okay.
the
They
letter,
look slightly
the
different.
penmanship on the letter that you think is from Strahd.
Okay.
Alright, we've pushed this off long enough. Let's take a look.
Okay. Inside, it's written in a very nice calligraphic script, and the parchment is quite nice too. And it says, it reads, "Brave and noble strangers, welcome to Vallaki. Your arrival is a timely one, and your arrival so far has piqued my interests. I politely request the pleasure of your company at my home. The Wachter House is located in the northern side of town. You will be treated with comfort and confidence in my home, and I dare say more of a warm welcome than you have received from the Baron's men. Your awaiting host, Lady Fiona Wachter."
Jennifel will get out her parchment. What should we write back? Dear Lady Wachter.
I mean, is this looking for a response? It's more like show up at my house kind of a thing.
It's polite to respond.
Didn't you say something about being very...
Yeah. Yeah, Rictavio
Yeah.
said we should not...
Ricorn on the cob.
Oh my god.
He said to watch out. She's the other major power in this city.
So we should do our best to flatter her.
I mean...
Without being persuaded to do other things. I don't know.
Well, we want her to think that we
The
are
moment we
persuaded.
step into her home, we're going to have to do something for her. That's just how it is. So if we're going, we're picking her over the Baron, which is fine.
Well, how about we play them both?
Are we good enough to do that?
I'm good enough to do that. Are you good enough to do
No, I am not.
that? Get
You really
good.
think this armor sneaky? Like,
No, you don't have to be sneaky. You just have to be charming.
well, then we're screwed.
Yeah, this may be
You're
just
pretty
you.
enough. You just have to stand there.
What? When I'm not? Fine.
You might want to go more on the
You hear the ghost of a
intimidation
voice. "Gnomes look weird here."
You might want to go more with the big muscle kind of thing. I think that's your strength, if I might say so.
While you guys are discussing, Mary-Lou and Darian and Irina are heading to St. Andrew's Church. You notice that the town is in a bit of a pretty hefty, bustle and commotion. You notice at least 2 more guard patrols, and one set of guards comes over and says, addresses you guys as a whole, and says, "Lady Irina and allies, we strongly encourage and request that you get behind closed doors this evening, as a security matter is being handled here in Vallaki. It will be, of course, all under control, but a curfew is now being placed into effect. You have exactly 1 hour to enter behind doors forthwith. So please comply, and if you have any questions, you may submit those via written request to the captain of the guard, Izek Strozny. I'm sure he'll be happy to burn it. In any case, all will be well." And they could have just immediately march on off.
I wonder what that could be about.
How long did it take for us to get to the church?
I don't think you went with the church. Did you?
Yeah, they went to the church and then to the orphanage.
Oh, you mean the first time?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant
Like
this
how
time
far
now.
away do I think the inn is from the church?
Not super far.
Yeah.
Quarter, half mile.
Well, I guess we should probably comply with some of the laws here, so we'll want to escort Arena to the church and then head back to the inn.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I really think that we should just keep good graces with the Baron. I think that's our way through. You know, if he's a reasonable man and can appreciate someone of noble blood, then I'm sure everything will be okay. You know, if you just let me do the talking, I think it'll be great. And Irina seems to be looked on favorably, so we can always call upon her. And we should probably work out a system with Father Lucian to see if maybe someone comes calling for her while we're not around. Just in case something goes wrong, or Irina, if you need to get in touch with us, we should work out some kind of deal with maybe the father or something else going on here so that we can make sure that, you know, everybody stays looked after here. And you guys, and Irina's like, yes, that sounds like a good idea. I trust you more than anyone else in this town, that is for sure.
That's sweet. Yeah, no, I agree with that, Darian. Not sure I'm as fond of the Baron as you are, but I don't think our other option's going to be great either, if I'm being honest.
Well, either way, if we piss off the Baron, then we're screwed.
We're not there. So.
I feel like I hear like Nora's voice in the back of my head.
We just have to sit here and listen.
All right. So as you guys approach you guys get to the church, no problem. And Irina, you know, you see many folk like piling into the church, filling out the beds and like prayer spaces that you saw before that are spaced along the floor. Father Lucian and his two assistants, Milovaj and the little altar boy, are going about and gathering different supplies and helping everyone get settled. Father Lucian heads over to Irina and says, "Oh, very good. I was worried that you weren't going to come soon enough. Come, let us get you settled, and you'll be safe here. You'll be safe here. It's okay, it's okay. As for the others, come back in the morning. Is there anything that I can get you, or anything that you need me to do for you? Let me know. How's your foot, son?" And Darian's like, "Well, it could be better, but I appreciate your prayer from earlier. That certainly helps." Of course.
Is there any way you could maybe, I don't know, like send someone if someone calling for Irina? We're just a little bit worried about her with everything that's been going on, and we want to make sure she has allies if something bad comes knocking.
Well, of course, she has an ally in me, and of course in the Morning Lord, and his light here that shines upon St. Andrew's Church. But if you need to be reached, I think we can arrange something. Yeska, come be a good boy here. And the small altar boy comes on up. Yes, Father, what can I do? Yeska, be a good boy, and if I need to, make sure, if I ask you to, or if Irina asks you to, make sure to deliver any kind of messages with a very hasty foot. I know you're a fast boy. To these two lovely outsiders here. And your names?
Mary-Lou.
All right, Mary-Lou, and it's Darian. Hi. Yes, well, now you've met them. You know what they look like. They'll be staying over at the Blue Water Inn, yes?
Blue Water Inn. We might be at the we will be at the festival when that's going on, you know.
Well, I hope you come back. You're welcome to come back in the morning.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't feel like you have to stay away the whole time. That's we are, as you can see, and he kind of gestures around to everyone piling in. We are rather packed to the brim, so can't just have everyone stay here overnight. But I will shelter Irina, and it seems like you can take care of yourself, so we will coordinate from there. But Yeska will serve as messenger and runner for communication. Does that sound okay?
That
Okay.
sounds great. Thank you, and thank you, Eska. And she'll sort of tousle his hair.
Yeah, I'm good. You're real strong.
Yeah.
And he kind of like rocks around as you're like tousling his hair. It's like a bobblehead.
Well, maybe I need to be a little gentler on that one.
And Darian's like, that's taken care of. Let's go see what's going on with the others. I really want those notarized documents.
Wait now. Oh, Irina, and Mary-Lou will hand over the toys for. I mean, I do also want to go to the orphanage, but just in case we get distracted with something, you can get this to the kiddos.
Yes, of course. Thank you for being so thoughtful for them. I really appreciate it. I hope my money went far for them.
Oh yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I will see you in the morning. Perhaps we can check in again. I would greatly appreciate it if we could check in every morning. And,
Yeah.
I would like to be in your company as we move forward with whatever as things transpire during the day. I believe that is probably our best option, as I would like to visit the orphanage. I would like to be escorted there if that is amicable to you.
Yeah, that is, I think, totally amicable to us, right, Darian?
Yeah, I think we can work something out.
Well, have a good night.
Yes, and you as well. Good night.
Yeah, don't get attacked by wolves. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yes, that is. Yes,
That's
she kind
the
of
goal.
gives like a darting look around.
Kidding.
Yes. Oh, yes. Well, yes. Very amusing. She's gonna, good night, and kind of turns back in, and Father Lucian's like, well, good night to both of you, and stay safe in these challenging times. I hope things go well.
So too.
And Darian kind of looks over and to you as you guys are walking back. I'm assuming you're heading back.
Yeah.
He looks over to you and he says, "You know, they might have it quarantined, but it might be worth poking around that basement area where Jennifel found that crazy experiment stuff. Just an idea. I mean, I don't want to get on the Baron's bad side, but maybe we can work something out."
I think that sounds like a whole team endeavor. I think I've learned my lesson with that basement.
Yep, that is fair enough. Well, let's go talk with them, and you guys head back without event. It's getting darker now after a day's wild event. Your poisoning has faded.
Oh,
Yeah, you cured it. That's right. Thank you.
It's extra faded.
Yeah,
You're
it's
no
extra-
longer hungover from the poison.
great.
Yeah, you feel good. In any case, we will take a short break here and come back in just a little bit. So thank you for those of you who are watching us from home. We'll be back in a few short minutes and pick up with the rest of the team as they answer and investigate the further numerous letters and information that are coming their way. So we'll be right back.
Oh, I'm shreddy. popcorn's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. We are returning with the team all reconvened with various notes and different allies kind of making their presence known, more or less. And the team having just departed with Irina safely in the hands of Father Lucian at the Sanctified Church of St. Andrew. The team is now sort of semi-confining themselves to the Blue Water Inn, at least so far, awaiting the interview with the guard, as well as some other further engagements with Tavio and planning some things coming forward here. So what is everyone doing as we pick up here in the inn?
Well,
In the
I would
room.
like to finish penning a letter to Lady Wachter. And I wanted to say, Lady Wachter, thank you for your invitation. It's a point that we are making it a point to meet all members of leadership in the city. Will you please send your doorman to schedule an appointment with us? Or for us to schedule an appointment with you.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming everyone's in the room still. Like, what do you guys think about this? And I'll show them the stuff and anything else. It doesn't sound too kiss-assy, does it?
You're asking the wrong guy here, but
I think it's great. I'll just fold it up. I don't know if I have a...
how are we gonna deliver it?
I was hoping that you would figure that out while I was taking a nap.
Well, and Darian and Mary-Lou are back by this point.
I'm sure we can hire somebody.
Darian says, well, didn't the letter say where she was located? We could just deliver it ourselves in the morning.
That's beneath us.
Is it?
Well, it might be beneath you and I, but we could always send, someone of better disposition.
Why are we beneath you and
That
Jennifel?
is very funny. Look at him. He's a jokester.
Yeah, I mean, just a joke. It's all good.
He's got this
I'll deliver it.
little-
You know,
he's got
I-
this
I-
little piece of paper that's rotten that I had to forge for him, and now he thinks.
Look, I am just trying to paint us in the best light possible.
Then
It seems that
trust me.
propriety is a big deal to these people. I will go as the official messenger to Jennifel here if we want to pose it from that front. But I'm thinking maybe that the best bet is for us to dress to the nines and deliver it ourselves. I mean, we can always just. It seems. The letter reads, "You're a waiting host. She's ready for us at any time."
We can't just show up at any odd hour of the day.
Well,
We could-
tomorrow at some point. We could surprise her.
Look, you guys,
What?
this is so very rude. We need to schedule an appointment with our doorman by having him come to us.
It seems like they do things a little differently here, but, she didn't say that we couldn't just show up.
So, tell me again why I'm beneath you.
I didn't say you were beneath me.
But
Oh my god, Nicholas playing Darian. You've already taken jabs at Claudio. Now you're taking jabs at all of us.
I think, I have the utmost respect for you and your capabilities, Mary-Lou. You've saved us already on multiple occasions, and I'm grateful
Yes,
for
I
that.
did.
I am simply suggesting that at the moment, it seems like these people respond to propriety, and with what I've got here going on with my whole mill deal, and with what Jennifel's presenting herself as, I think that they are responding to image. That's all I'm saying. I have the look. I don't care that much about image, but these people do. So we should work with that.
Oh,
But no disrespect intended. I have.
none taken. I do know how to act proper, and I choose not to deliberately.
Well, I'm sure that those skills will come in handy when we're at Lady Walker's house.
Oh, yeah, she's not gonna see that, but anyway.
Okay. Well,
I
fair enough.
also only have, the one outfit.
Well,
Are you-
I guess we'll do our best with what we got. I mean, I'm not spick and span myself. I had to sell my traveling clothes, my fancy clothes a long time ago.
Oh, you guys didn't bring your fine.
I wear this for every occasion.
It's great. It looks really good. It looks really good. Can I take a nap now?
Sure, go ahead. So you're gonna take a short rest?
If I can, yeah.
Okay. Is everyone going to take a short rest?
I mean,
I mean, we're just waiting for the guard.
yeah.
Okay.
Mary-Lou will just kind of look at Darian, just polish your axes. Look at Darian, polish your axes.
Sounds good. Jennifel, are you actually going to sleep?
I need to.
Okay.
Jennifel's not doing so hot.
Because you don't have to do it. You don't normally for a short rest. You don't go to sleep. You don't lose consciousness.
Oh.
So that's what I'm clarifying. If you'd like in character to go to sleep because you feel like she'd be exhausted and wants to do that, I'm all
I
for
don't
it.
think she would. I think that she would probably just want some private time. So once everyone leaves the room, she'll probably start cleaning and running a brush through her hair. That fancy brush that we got from the Durst house that's not rotten. And,
Okay. It's a little tarnished. I believe it was a silver brush. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my phone decided it's going to restart. So.
Indeed.
I might have to live without music for a moment. That's unfortunate. If only I had done that on the break, not just now. Anyway, so you're going to freshen up, basically, during your short rest.
cream.
Are you going to use any hit dice?
I will, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Okay, I just did. So the way that I read multiclassing, I have 1 hit dice for Bard.
That's
and-
correct.
Okay, so I used my Bard, which is D8, so I got 6, and
Great.
then I add Con.
Yep.
So that takes me up to 8, which puts me at 19. And I'm going to use one of my Sorcerer.
So normally you declare all the dice that you're going to use. So you'd say like 1 bard, 1 sorcerer.
Oh, okay.
And then you roll them all together, and you add your con modifier at the end to the total of that. So you don't get to add it incrementally.
Yeah, but can I do where I see the results and then decide to use another one?
You cannot. You have to decide
Oh.
ahead of time how many you're going to do. But I'll let you go ahead and roll
Okay.
the d6 here.
I've been doing this wrong the entire time I've been playing the game.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry I haven't explained it better.
That's okay.
But I guess we got here now, so
Well, I
go
still
ahead.
like expend the hit die, but I'm like, I need more, so
More.
more. Okay.
Oh, we're coming up on 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
So what's your hit point total now?
My hit point total is
October.
21.
Great.
October or September?
September
gonna worry
for the
about-
one shot, October for
Okay,
everyone.
I'm not going to worry about the music. I apologize.
started in
Music's a big deal
November.
to me in D&D, but show's got to go on, and we can't fuss with it for now. So, yes, I like it. So, you go ahead and do that. Is everyone else taking a short rest, recovering any hit dice that they've got missing or anything like that?
Harlow's doing great.
Okay.
Might as well.
Okay,
If we're doing it, I'll do it.
go ahead. Jennifel,
Yes.
while you are resting, you hear a familiar voice saying, I was merely warning you of the danger. I didn't know that you would be so bold, but it is good to know that you have a few tricks up your sleeve. I'm happy to have helped.
I think that you owe me an apology.
Well, I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am grateful to lend support and have partnership with such a talented individual.
Well, I'm so flattered that you think me of it as a talented individual. May I know who you are and why you are speaking in my brain?
Oh, well, just an interested party. Someone who has taken interest in someone of your skill set and your abilities, shall we say. It's been a very long time since I've had such an ally, a champion even. So it is good to have such a one. I am known as Irgra.
Well, Irgra.
It's IRR. It's IRGRA.
I-R...
Sorry, YRGRA.
Okay. It's a little presumptuous to think of us as an allyship, maybe just a partnership.
That seems reasonable to me, but perhaps if you need call on me before, you can call me by name, of course, and I will be able to lend additional assistance.
And what do I owe you for your help?
Oh, well, of course not. It is my pleasure. Perhaps as partners, we might find a time where I might call on you in need of aid. But for now, I'm simply happy to lend my services in this troubled area. It seems that you've needed a little bit of assistance here and there.
I guess you're right. I've had many interested parties. I have a whole list of interested parties.
Yes,
None
I know.
of them have been in my head.
Yes, well, I know.
So do you have a corporeal form?
It depends on your definition, but for the most part, I am what I am, and you see me. More will be revealed in time. I think there are certain rules that need to be observed, limitations, you see. But for now, perhaps there is no more to be said on the moment. I will let you rest.
Thank you.
And the voice is gone just as quickly as it arrived.
Suspicious.
Ow.
What did you just do? Slap yourself in the face?
With my phone on my glasses, yeah. Is the sound coming through here? My ears. Don't think I'm part of it.
Very faintly.
Okay, but it is coming. It'll crescendo later. Okay, so after that, what's everyone else doing? Rest passes without otherwise event. So is you guys reconvening?
Yeah, downstairs, I think.
All
Okay.
in the room. Yep.
Jennifel is downstairs.
Okay.
We're all in her room.
Where's Jenny?
I think she went downstairs.
She'll figure it out.
Maybe it's a good idea to get down there and prepare for when the soldiers arrive
Yeah,
with
maybe-
unauthorized documents.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't leave her alone. Like, think of how much trouble she got in front of all of us.
That's probably for the best. I guess we'll head down.
All right, you guys head down, and you see Jennifel there at the bar. Presumably, you're at least in the area.
I would. I've already ordered a dragon crush. You said is
1 silver for a pint.
1 silver. Okay.
And Erwin kind of pours it and says, "Drink up and enjoy, but it's some of our last, in fact. So
That means
perhaps
it
we
tastes
can.
so sweet.
I can prevail on you for a favor later on,
Does it involve getting more of this?
something like that.
That
But
seems-
I wouldn't be wanting to be too presumptuous. Of course, you are honored guests.
I mean, that seems like a mutually beneficial adventure.
Of course, yes, I can offer you free room and board if you're able to do me this favor.
Okay, do you want to talk about it now, or is there a better time?
Perhaps a better time when the guards they're coming by, and I don't want it to be a disruption.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, after the guards leave, I was hoping on practicing with that obnoxious bard that was here. Would that be okay if we do that in your tavern here?
Certainly, you could use some lessons.
Yeah, it will be much more pleasant to your ears.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
He's a nice one, though.
Yeah.
And as you guys are talking and doing anything, is there anything else that you guys want to do?
Mary-Lou will be like, I guess I'll have the grape mash.
Okay. I believe that is a few coppers. Let me double check. Where's my thing? Boop, ba-doop, ba-doop. You also notice that the frat boys are back,
Oh boy.
drinking at a table and chatting with Rictavio, who's over in the corner telling them another story. This story seems to be about a princess in a dark wizard's castle who has some breathing problems, and they sort of have to storm the space and escape with the princess and head down this sort of garbage trash area and escape through the
Oh yeah. Okay.
Does that sound familiar?
yeah, it sounds a little bit familiar. So you're hearing that in the corner. It is 3 copper for both grape mash.
3 copper.
He pours it.
Thank you kindly.
Enjoy your drink.
1 shot.
All right. Make a con saving throw.
Hey, we're good at these. Do it.
We're good at these.
We were.
We were. That's a 10.
Okay. I mean, you've handled a lot of alcohol, of liquor, so wine not the worst for you as far as that goes, and so you're able to ride it out just fine. The Rictavio sort of keeps telling of different tales and things like that, and he says, as they're talking and stuff like that, one of the frat boys kind of like turns to the other, and he's like, "Man, that's a crazy tale. It's almost as crazy as old Bluto, our drinking buddy. He's been off to some crazy nonsense. He's given some kind of gift to the lake voices for better fish. I mean, man, his drinks really go far for him. But and he's kind of saying this kind of boisterously. He's like, Man. He's a good drinking buddy, though. He's a good drinking buddy. Ah, Pluto! And kind of takes a big drink. As they're, like, rousing back and forth, Rictavio's like, oh, yes, quite a drinkster, that one. Little bit unusual for a fisherman, but, you know, he has his days, and I actually knew of an interesting tale, and he kind of launches into another tale about a three-headed fish speaking to and giving different wishes to different fishermen who caught it. So.
I don't want to dominate the role playing. You guys do something.
We're just kind of staring at the ground because she's just like really not wanting to interact with anyone. Or the guards that are about to come in.
Need a drink? Loosen you up? Would that be bad for you?
I'm already bad enough with people, I better not.
It can help.
Well, we can all define roles for each other. Do you want to be the silent pretty one?
I mean,
I think they're interviewing her.
Yeah.
Oh.
At this, you hear sort of a knock, knock, and you see several soldiers several guards walk into the inn space. Excellent, you're all here, the captain is interested in speaking and interviewing with you. Is there a place that we can do this in private? And he kind of looks over to the bartender. Oh, yes, they have their rooms. Perhaps that might be the best place away from everything.
Let's go to Jennifel's.
Very good, very good. Captain Izek, they're requesting. It seems that they have booked rooms, and this one's rooms are available. Here, very good.
It's my pleasure.
All right, and stepping through the threshold is a bald man. He's kind of got an olive cast to his features, very sharp line and harsh look on his face. He seems used to being sort of an intimidating force, and he's got a big axe strapped to his back. Not quite as big as Mary-Lou's axe, and he's got his one arm, his left, is sort of wrapped in sort of a bunch of wrappings and stuff like that, and sort of holding it almost like it's in a sling, but it clearly isn't. So he's just kind of holding it forward and kind of gives a look around.
Oh, this way, up the stairs, please.
You there! And he kind of points to Nora. I believe you were first to be interviewed. And Darian kind of steps forward and says, yes, I am Darian, and I was hoping that we could speak with you, Mr. Captain Izek, about having some of the notarized documents and recordings of what you took about our person, and I'd like to see that, and I'd also like to request audience with the Baron. And he says, yes, in due time, come, let's all get interviewed upstairs. And he kind of...
Should we do this one at a time, or would you like all of us together?
I think it's best if we all hear this
Okay,
together.
Danica, could you send up a round of drinks?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
What will you be having, Captain?
Not on the job.
Maybe a tall glass of water?
I'll be fine, thanks.
Okay.
And you guys head on up to the rooms, and Danica quickly serves a round of drinks for you guys. And Izek says, have a seat. And he kind of gestures all of you on the bed.
It's gonna get real crowded here.
Oh, well, sir, and Darian's kind of standing up. Is there a way that we could perhaps stand and speak, man to man? Well, yes, I am more than a man, in fact, but you will all be seated. You seem to be causing some disturbances. You two, kind of points to the two of you, were seen, yes, you, in the presence of and alerted some of my guard to a disaster from a traitor there in the apothecary space. And he kind of turns and he looks to, and as he turns, you see some like acid burn, like a fresh acid burn on his neck. And you see, he turns to another guard and he says, and it's actually the guard with the big sword. And he says, Roderick, downstairs. But sir, you ask? Situation has changed. Downstairs.
Captain, that was such a fright. Let me tell you how grateful I am that your men
Roderick
were there.
exits.
Okay. So grateful. See, Mary-Lou and I, we were down just doing a bit of shopping since we were in town, and we heard the most horrid screams coming from that cellar.
He kind of unstraps his axe and closes the door. Yes, some interesting noises. And he kind of, without warning, he just whoosh, kind of like cracks into the side of the floor. I'm so sorry about all that, for the intimidation. I'm really not as bad as I seem, but people have certain expectations for me, and they would expect a little bit of a. If one of you wouldn't mind yelling convincingly like you're in pain.
Ah!
Yeah, that's
Good job.
pretty good. In any case, I am Captain Isaac. It seems that you two saw some disturbances. The Baron, in his good grace, was able to dispatch additional troops, and though we suffered some losses, the traitor is in chains and will be dealt with. And her experiments, of course, were destroyed. Horrific things. But I'm sorry that you suffered for the worries here. It seems that all of you have an interesting companion, the Lady Irina. Where is she?
This change of tone, can I tell if this is authentic?
Sure, make an insight check.
Also same.
Okay, make an insight check.
Oh boy. 7.
25.
It seems like it's a bit of both. In that he clearly is used to being intimidating, but he also clearly hates what was done, and is ready to make someone pay over it.
But they've all of what he said was true. Like, they captured the lady.
From what you can tell, yeah, he seems pretty confident that is the case.
It's just so alarming coming into the city and seeing things like that.
Well, the Baron wants me to assure you that things will be steady and safe. And you noticed also when he spoke about Irina, he seemed especially interested and genuine. All of you will be well. The Baron's graces keep us safe. And, of course, with the cooperation of Lady Irina, who I'd very much like to speak with. Where is she?
She had some meetings that she had to attend to.
Make a deception check.
It's not entirely wrong. Just not entirely truthful.
20. Dirty 20.
Well, who did she have these meetings with?
I believe one with the priest.
Excellent. I will be paying a visit to Father Lucian forthwith. In the meantime, I would suggest that you keep commotion to a minimum. We guards have enough trouble to deal with, inside and out, to deal with all sorts of problems. But the Baron has asked me to invite you to visit his estate and speak with him before the end of tomorrow, if you have the time. He will be available at all hours during tomorrow before the evening. But he's a busy man, so please be respectful.
Absolutely. The thing that we saw today, are we safe? Was it dealt with?
Of course! All will be well in the Baron's name. And we swiftly dealt with it. And he kind of flexes his hand, and you kind of see a reddish glow from within the cloth stands.
And the space was decontaminated and cleared out?
Of course! Decontaminated, cleared out, and burned to the ground.
Glad to hear it.
As is fitting for such a horrific
Agreed.
house of monstrosities.
Abominations. Can I tell if he's saying the truth?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
I bet you he took shit out of it. Ooh, not 20!
Yeah, it seems like he is... It's, after a fashion, it's true. It seems like he told the truth, but it also seems like there's more to the story. He especially seemed to give a twitch when you said the word abominations. And it seemed he's flexing his hand a lot. His covered hand. As he's saying this. Well, each of you has been warned and invited via the Baron's graces. However, I have a personal request. I would very much like to meet with Irina, and it seems like I might not be as able to speak with her while she is with Father Lucian. Perhaps you could facilitate this meeting at some point.
Absolutely. And can I ask what the topic of the meeting will be, just so I could let Lady Irina know in advance?
A old friend is interested in speaking with her again. One that she might not remember, but one who is concerned for her well-being.
Do you have a name for this old friend? I find it
me.
really helps to be specific. Oh, you're the old friend.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know.
Well, it's nice to be treated with respect, I have to say. Usually I have to intimidate most folk around here to get my way. But it's nice to just have a conversation, person to person.
Did you get injured during the fight earlier?
Oh, this, nothing. I've had far worse. And again, he, flexes his hand very, intentionally.
And your arm's okay, too? I hate to see.
Yes, this is fine. It was an old injury, and, not actually bandaged. Folk just don't like to see. And he kind of pulls back some of the bandages, and it's like a blackened claw, with a gaping, almost mouth, but hole in the center that seems to, flicker with fire. And it looks like it's, somewhat demonic. Folk don't like to see, and they assume I keep it covered for, keeping the Baron's peace is easier without, such fright unless it needs to be shown. I understand. And you get the sense with your insight checks, you two would both get the sense that he's clearly pretty loyal to the Baron.
Okay.
But he also seems to not really want to be as intimidating as people find him. That's kind of the essence you're getting from him.
That concept, and Jennifer will make a gesture towards her mask, is very familiar to me.
Well, perhaps that's why we've got along so well. And he kind of
Perhaps.
pulls his axe out of the floor and kind of buckles it back to his back. As for your documents, I was able to turn up some notarized copies of the descriptions we took down for you, and he hands out papers, and it looks like he hands it to you. I would suggest that if you are to keep the Baron's good graces, that you not make demands of his people, but I thought that this would be a good idea to help smooth things over with Irina and get us all on the same side so that all can be well as the Baron would wish it.
Fair enough.
So, Captain.
Yes?
Irina's, she had to leave her home, a little jittery, all that. She might not want to meet with strangers. Would you said you were
I'm not really a stranger,
old
but
friends.
she might not remember me.
So, what would a name be that she would remember? A description? Something you would have done together?
I would hope that she would remember me, but by name and by description. Maybe leave out that arm part. That kind of came after. But in any case, if you could just facilitate a meeting at Town Square, perhaps before you speak with the Baron.
Oh,
might
so
be-
speaking of Irina, I hear some people, maybe there's I think I saw some kids with some dolls, look just like Irina. Really weird.
At this, he grows dark in the face, and a angry flush rises up in his cheeks. I don't know why you'd be saying that, but
I'm just curious. Seems like you know her. I'm just wondering why.
well, I do know her, and I will speak with her about that myself. I don't believe that you have any right to that information.
I didn't realize it was something you needed to hide there. Sorry, I was just curious.
Well, curiosity can be a dangerous thing, particularly here in Vallaki. Well, as you were, all of you, and maybe keep your nose out of trouble.
Yeah. It's a
Look right at Jennifel.
mighty fine weapon you got there. I mean, mine's bigger, but yours is mighty fine.
Well, I probably know how to use mine better. He kind
Oh.
of walks on past, and he gives a flickering flash of flame from his hand in your direction, and then kind
Glares.
of walks on
Not
past.
even caring.
All right.
Smooth, Claudio. Real smooth.
What?
I
You
mean,
can't just leave that. That's freaking weird.
We work into it. We work.
Hey,
our
at least
way.
we got the documents.
Yes.
yeah, good,
Yes,
good
thank
for
you.
you,
What'd they say
sweetie.
about me?
Says here, creepy mask, uses magic to cause trouble, likely to be a source of disturbance.
What did they say about me?
Reasonably cooperative, certainly combat capable, likely to cause disturbance.
I should really work on that whole cooperative thing. I don't think that should be my reputation.
It helps.
What am I?
You are listed as sprinter in streets,
Loves a brisk jog.
Full
In
armor.
my full armor.
armored dangerously, likely cause of further disturbance.
You're not.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
You're probably a likely cause of disturbance.
Probably.
I'd be disappointed if I wasn't.
Actually, it says here that you just seem to be the quietest of the group.
Yeah.
I mean, in comparison, I guess.
They didn't even notice your giant size. Like,
I mean, they tried.
We're all noticed for bearing heavy weaponry, but there's a notarization or notation about us granted an exception thanks to Irina.
Plus, you gotta remember, I'm the wheat priest. I'm allowed to have a big old scythe.
Can I call you Wheat Priest?
Please don't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Hey, it's the wheat priest gnome.
Oh.
I'm gonna punch him in the knee.
Oh.
Make an attack roll on our strike.
Thought he was already lost a putt.
He hasn't lost a knee yet.
Are you doing this on the one with the peg leg or on the other one?
Whichever's closer, and I have no idea which.
Make an attack roll.
That'd be strength plus the roll.
Roll plus your strength plus your proficiency. You're proficient with your non-strength.
23.
Yeah, that's a hit. And you hit him right like above, and the peg leg goes flying, and he's like, "What the heck? Come on!"
Maybe think about what you say next time.
Well, let's look. Just give me back my. He kind of puts it back on. He's very indignant and like huffs out. Fine.
You're a monster.
In any case, it seems like we've got an invitation with all the people who are important here. It's a good place for us to get started with dealing with what's going on here and getting in good graces with the Baron. I'm a little concerned about speaking with Lady Wachter, since it seems like she is against the Baron's cause, and that might damage our reputation with the Baron. But who do we want to speak with first?
We should speak with her first so we can plead ignorance when we go see the Baron. We'll talk to him about our visit with her as if we had no idea their contentious relationship. And we can play the card of ignorant newcomers.
That could work, but certainly I don't want to do anything that might damage our reputation with the Baron if we're going to be staying here, and he might be able to grant us certain things that we want. Safer passage to Kretsk when we move on to there, and some more information maybe.
Speaking of Kretsk, are we interested in so anyway, before the whole wolf raven man thing, one of the shopkeepers needs someone to find a necklace for his wife that was lost somewhere near Kretz. He offered to pay us and to also give us reasonable prices. The general goods, yeah.
While you guys were out at the store, did you guys stop at the bowery? Was there a bow for sale? I wanted to buy one.
They were really expensive.
They were really expensive. I forgot to ask Irina this. It's been a long day. Do you know anything about how much crossbow bolts should cost? Because they were like 2 gold for 10 bolts, which seemed high to me, but I don't know if that's like a little high and we should just pay it, or way too high.
I mean, that sounds high, but I would say everything's been high so far. I guess that's probably at least 50 to 100% a markup price.
Yeah. So we have like with the room and everything else, we have like 11 gold left in our party fund, so we should be.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of options for us to earn money and favors here.
Oh, yeah.
So this might be a good place for us to launch some of that first. Did we want to also talk to the Vistani outside the camp? We can deliver the doll
deliver the doll,
and get some money there, because Aragal offered to pay us in addition to the cost of the doll, right?
Yeah, doll should be like a few copper and then 5 gold.
I mean, if they're right outside the town too, we could maybe ask them about if they've seen anything interesting coming in and out of the city.
Do we have time before curfew?
Oh, by the way, guys, there's a curfew.
Oh, yes. Did anything happen while we were gone?
I'll tell them about the bird letter.
And Darian wants to see it. He reads it over.
Yeah. And you guys were there for the lady, what's her name?
Lady Wachter's invitation?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was present for that.
Okay, so I think it was just the bird.
Huh.
Well, we're getting all sorts of things. It's nice to know that you didn't cause too much harm with that relationship there, Jennifel.
Still to be seen.
I guess so, but it'll be good to see what we can cook up. It's interesting to know. Maybe Rictavio can tell us more about these ravens that are
Ooh,
helping him.
That's a good. Oh, also speaking of people, just FYI, that apothecary owner lady, experiment lady, she did speak badly of the Baron and said she wanted Lady Wachter to take charge. So, FYI,
And she didn't seem that bad when we talked to her. She seemed, a little poopy, but nothing malicious.
Didn't we hear from Rictavio that Lady Wachter was like, no to the Baron, yes to Strahd, basically?
yeah. Remember the devil here, just in case there are listening ears.
Devil.
Yeah, and I don't love that. I don't love the Baron either. I think we need to walk a fine tightrope.
Yep. I agree.
Well, whatever we do, maybe it's best that we don't split up and further things, because it clearly seems like there's problems around every corner here. I'd prefer if we all stuck together to solve them, if we do run into trouble.
I was planning on burning down the forge.
Well, maybe don't just do that yet. Let's figure out what's going to go on with everything with the Baron and seeing if we can get everything, good and notarized for my deed as well.
The fire wouldn't be the only hot thing at the forge, right, Jennifel?
Oh, you guys should have seen him.
Does he make swords? Like great ones?
I mean,
there was a
Nope.
soldier
Is this a
with
euphemism?
There is a soldier with a very nice razor.
Oh.
oh,
They just,
Oh,
showed,
Have you
is-
seen that guy?
they just
around?
showed it to you?
No, he walks around all the time with this giant sword set.
Sweet girl. Alright.
oh, darling.
Nora's gonna finally realize what's happening and just like
Did
walk out
Sarah
of the room.
realize?
About the time that she, as Nora realized, Sarah also realized. It seems like.
Jenny, you might need to have a talk with this one.
And crush her innocence? I would never.
Also, I learned a few things about Jennifel on our adventure. Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, that you're a poet. You offered to give poetry lessons to that shopkeeper. You also offered other lessons to that shopkeeper.
Oh, yeah, I've got lots of experience.
Believe that.
Right. So, who do we
She
want to?
probably would just drink her drink like
Who
that.
do we want to meet first? It seems like we can maybe. We don't have a ton of time before curfew hits. It sounds like, but it sounds like we also need a little bit of a pick me up on the purse front if we're going to be supplying further ammunition for Irina, who is pretty good with that crossbow. I'd like a bow, so I can be handy from afar too, and not hazard any more of my limbs if it comes to that with big corpse mounds. Otherwise,
Don't hug him next time. You'll be fine.
yeah, well, but we can all do better next time. Let's not point fingers. Who do we want to start meeting? Who do we want to start meeting first?
The lady, then the Baron, just because the Baron has a time limit, and
We have time tonight. We can go to the Stony Camp.
I don't think we can make it in under an hour.
yeah, because it was an hour while Darian and Mary-Lou were heading to the church. They've come back. We've interviewed.
Well, maybe we can do the Vistani camp first thing tomorrow, and then kind of go from there. But weren't you going to go practice with Rictavio?
Yeah, I'm planning on doing that.
Okay.
So, I don't know what you guys want to do while that's happening. You're welcome to watch.
Okay. Anything else from the team? Any other thoughts or ideas about ordering of meeting who?
Do we want to do Vistani, the lady, the Baron, and we also need.
What do we want? The Stony Baron lady.
I like the idea of going to the lady first. Because as soon as we go to the Baron, he's going to say, nope.
No
or
lady.
do something against, Lady Wachter.
Better to ask forgiveness than
I
to
don't
ask permission.
I think
And I like
that's
the
a
idea
saying
of
here.
just, pretending innocence. I mean, how would we have known?
Do you think that the Baron will? Do you think that it might be good for us to visit Wachter tonight, Lady Walker tonight versus the Baron to give it a little bit more separation so he doesn't feel like we're playing both sides so obviously.
I don't want to get caught past curfew and then to destroy our relationship with the Baron before it's even started.
It sounds like.
I agree.
On the other side, maybe Lady Wafter has some control over some of the guards. Maybe have them escort us back
You want to risk
post
that?
curfew. I'm just giving options
Like,
here.
she could also be like, hey, why don't you stay in my house or whatever? And I don't know if we should be. That would, I feel like, be obviously taking sides or foreseen with what's obviously her guards.
And I also would not disregard the idea that the Baron has many eyes and ears throughout the city. And it would be noted if he stayed in her house. I think the best
For
course
sure.
of action is for us to go tomorrow.
I agree that we shouldn't stay the night, that's for sure. Or take up like hospitality with anybody just yet until we talk with everybody. But maybe we should talk. What do you guys think about doing the lady first and then the Vistani? Do you think that matters which one we do first, or do we have any thoughts about that? I'm a little nervous about going and seeing the two back to back. I think that might give the wrong impression.
Yeah, I'd like lady first, then
That's
Vistani,
fair. That sounds
then
good.
then the Baron.
And
And
Darian
then,
seems like clearly wanting to make a good impression with the Baron, but also seems to be putting forth concern about just getting caught up in the crossfire.
yeah, I don't want to pick sides, but I also don't want to be caught in the middle.
If we have to break laws, we should break laws, but let's play this out, I think, until we know maybe what's going on.
That's fair.
And it also sounds like there's some interesting things going on in the rest of town, like
Yeah.
the town
Like?
hall and the donkeys thing. Maybe we should get a good sense of what's going on there as well. So I think some exploration might be worth noting. What do you guys think?
We could also talk to Octavio and see what order you think would be best.
He had a lot of information, and I'm still not sure how to trust if we should trust him or not.
Oh, I
even
don't
if
trust
Raven
him,
says.
but he seems to know things.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what he might want in return. Okay, thus discussed. Unless don't let me stop you. I just wanted
Yes,
to
no, I think.
wanted to speak, give Darian a chance to speak as well. You wanted to head over and do
Yes.
practice with Octavio,
Yes.
and you're doing this downstairs in the bar room.
I would imagine, yeah.
Okay, so you head on down. He's launched into another tale. This one seems to be about the legendary Rudolf van Richten, who he's saying, and then the great Van Richten cast upon his very foe a trick and a trap. He lured the werewolves into a small space and trapped them in a circle that he had prepared, a circle of magic that they could not escape from. He then blocked off all of the exits and set them aflame. And they're like, you told this one already. Tell a different one. Come on, man. We're drunk, but we're not that drunk. Oh, right. Well, Van Richten has done many amazing and legendary things. And he starts telling another tale about that. But perhaps we have to put a pause on that. I have an appointment with a lovely lady.
No, carry on.
Well, very, very kind and
Let
generous.
me, and I'll take the loot. Let me take this, and you focus on the storytelling.
And one of the brothers looks over. He's like, nice one, thanks.
You're welcome.
He's sort of like, yes. Well, it's so much harder without the rhythm. You know, the rhythm really helps me tell the stories.
Then focus
But
on your gestures and your...
in any case, the great legendary Van Richten, he gathered many students to him over the years and taught different skills. One of his most talented proteges still works this land against Strahd, they say. But in any case, once upon a time, he was alone and was working hard to combat the various servants of darkness that were surrounding him and finding his way. He knew that all creatures of darkness, especially those of vampiric descent, have a weakness to great running water, and so he used the great falls of the river Evilis and lured the creature there. Using a series of traps, he pushed the creature down into the falls, and there it fell, get banished and destroyed by the flashing running water, and kind of goes on to tell the tale. He's a little bit like staggered and frazzled because you took his loot, which he's used to telling his stories with amidst the like pling 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 pling.
And when I'll look at his body language, so when it would look like he would be making some sort of
Strum.
not a strum, but like some sort of like accent with what he's saying, then I'll try to mimic that based on his.
Okay, so you're like accompanying him.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Make a performance check.
Sure. So I had an idea.
Yes, dear lady.
Oh, well, this is for the DM.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jennifel has an alter ego, which is Euphemia.
Yep.
And Euphemia is like her stage name for when she's an entertainer.
Sure.
So I have, with my background, lots of documentation based on a false person.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that I would have like glamour shots done and like sign with Euphemia and like what did I say? Upcoming like performance posters that would show Jennifel but wouldn't have like dates or times so that I could fill it in wherever I go.
Okay, so you want to use your forgery kit / stuff to make up those kind of things. Okay.
But where it gets very iffy is that I also have a feat that allows me to get advantage on performance checks when I'm pretending to be someone else.
Okay.
So
is that a feat or is that a
actor.
feature? Oh, you took the actor feat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I don't know if I can double dip like that. If I'm using this alternative persona, and then I would get advantage on perception checks when I'm playing as Euphemia.
Just in general, you get advantage on, what is it, persuasion
It's
checks?
a deception and performance checks. When
Deception
passing
and
off as a different person.
Yeah, so I would say while you're performing
Yeah.
as your alter ego,
Mm-hmm.
I would say for gaming purposes, if you've done the appropriate preparation to have whatever characteristics the alter ego has, you can definitely gain those benefits for that particular circumstance, but I'm probably going to use some discretion as far as like if you're trying to persuade a guard versus like a person who's encaptured by your performance.
Totally.
I might use a little bit of discretion here and there, but if you give a narrative description for how you might earn advantage in this particular case, I will probably try and work with you on that. I think it's a cool idea.
Cool. So I just need to do a perception check now? I don't think I'm going to pull... Performance, sorry.
Performance, yeah.
Well... how can I make this? I have to think of a way that I can be...
So first, if you're doing the sort of like request for advantage thing, just try and do that ahead of time before you roll in the future.
Then I got 14.
14?
13.
13. It's rough. You're not used to the lute as an accompanying instrument, but it's not your resounding performance with the harp. But it is a good. You do much better than Octavia was doing, and you're able to sort of. As he's like doing his like storytelling to add cool moments, and when it's like, oh, and then the vampire was creepy, you're like, you're like, you do a cool accompaniment to add to his story, and by the end, the boys are like banging their mugs and like, yeah, bravo, yeah. One of them flicks a silver piece towards you.
Oh, and I'll catch it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great. We should be getting home, probably. And he's like, one more. And Octavio's like, perhaps another night, but I do, in fact, have an appointment, and this is a good stopping point for us here in our storytelling moments, but take care. Well, that was nice. I would have appreciated a little heads up before you stole my thunder, but it is certainly good to get a little bit of accompaniment from an outside source.
I think this is a probably better arrangement for us. I cannot teach you how to play the lute better in these short days that we have before the festival. That's just not going to work.
Sure. Perhaps we can work on some kind of. I know a little bit of acrobatics, and perhaps we can do a bit of a physical gesturing show, fancy scarves and music. I'm sure that'll be appreciated. We can pitch it to the Baron.
Do you feel comfortable? Do you show me an example of your acrobatic prowess?
Immediately he whips out like 2 scarves, and he sort of like gives a little twirl, Tonight, I shall show you a feat of great acrobatics, a great feat of gymnastic skill from a man long past his prime. Well, maybe not so long. And he kind of does like a twisting twirl and then does like releases them, and they keep twirling on their own. And he kind of gives you a wink, and then he does like a backflip up through the scarves and like lands in a very pose, and kind of tips his hat. He keeps it on his head very carefully, and you can see like held onto it the whole time. And he kind of tips his hat and catches the two scarves. What do you think of that?
Now do it again.
Oh well, you know, give me a minute.
No, do it again.
Okay. And it's less flashy this time. He doesn't catch the scarves; they fall to the ground. And he's a little stumbly. He's like, I'll work on it.
You don't have enough time. You should stick to what you're good at. And I think you're good at telling stories.
Well, the Baron might not appreciate the tales being told at his festival. I'm thinking we might do something. It's the Festival of the Blazing Sun, after all. Perhaps we can do something accompanying that related to fire and things like that. I can maybe do a fire-breathing thing. That's something I can do.
Oh, how about you show me that?
Well, I don't know that they'll appreciate that in the inn here.
So you don't have good control over it? Sorry.
Well, we are in a wooden inn here, but I can do a little bit, and he kind of, you know, it's like a little...
Maybe we don't tell... Listen, I'm just not confident in your ability to do that. No, nothing on you. Listen, we all know...
I thought that we were going to be partners, equals. It seems like you're running the show.
This is why it's important for me to give you feedback. And
what of your feedback? What is it that you bring to the table? You're bringing the music.
I won't be opening any pickle jars on stage. That's not what I'm good at. I cannot open pickle jars. So why would I do the thing?
Well, I think that I am confident enough to do my performance with the... And there's like a mired... talking, but he's very bent on doing the fire breathing at least.
Maybe you can do that as a punctuation for your storytelling.
Maybe we should speak with the Baron and see what he feels comfortable with. You're going to go see him tomorrow, right?
Yes. Do you know? Maybe you can give me a handful of well-known stories that you think would flatter the Baron or would be appropriate for this.
I'll work something up and have it ready for you tomorrow, and that way you can go equipped and give the best ideas.
Okay. So there's no common fables of the land or anything like that he would already know.
There might be a few, but I will review them. There's so many stories up here, I have to take time to prepare them. A good story takes preparation.
Okay, understood. So, I think it'll be good then. We'll just do my music. I'm going to sit pretty and play the lute. And you will tell a story, and then you will punctuate your story with acrobatics and...
Playing my lute. But yes, I think that is a reasonable coordination. Why don't we... take a break for now. I think my ego needs a minute to recover. While we...
I'll toss him that silver piece.
Much appreciated!
You earned it.
Damn right I did.
Had nothing to do with my music.
Alright. Is there anything anyone wants to do here at the... before you guys turn in for the evening? It sounds like that's roughly where we're at. Is there anything you guys wanted to do any further?
So what time would you say this?
Probably a few hours past what... it's probably close to early nighttime, early nightfall. It's dusky dark outside.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, we have a bad idea. Which is, we could go and see what happened at the alchemist's place.
Well, Captain did say he burned it to the ground.
That's what he said.
I mean, I don't believe either, but we also have a curfew, and...
That's why it's a bad idea.
That's why it's bad, and I suspect there are probably still guards around there, so I don't think walking right up being like...
Oh,
hey.
no, this would be a sneaky, we're avoiding the guards kind of thing. If we get caught, we're screwed.
Yeah, maybe let's table that to the morning.
Let's speak with the important people first. Get on their good side before we start breaking the laws. Then we'll be having some good grace to fall back on if we need to.
Okay. I mean, what if
we can sell it as an angle, as a third-party investigation, even to the Baron and Lady Fiona Wachter, and see what they think of that. If it comes to that, I'm thinking I like the idea of investigating.
I don't think we should. To be clear,
not ahead of time, just retroactively if we need to.
But If there's going to be anything for us to find, it's going to be there tonight. Anything that they don't want us to see will be taken away, if it hasn't already been.
Well, maybe they've left something in the wreckage, the ruins. I bet there'll be some clues. They can't have cleared everything away.
Fair. I mean, we shouldn't do it, but I'm just saying.
Do you have something you would say? Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking that we should wait until we talk to them and then maybe do it tomorrow evening. See if we can get an exception to the curfew or something like that.
Let's see that's where we wind up, yeah?
Also, we're absolutely not arranging a meeting between Irina and the captain of the guard, right?
I mean, we should tell her about him, but yeah, no, that's it. It's up to her past that.
That's weird. He thinks she's an old friend, but she wouldn't remember him, but he obviously remembers her. And
These creepy, like, dolls, yeah?
yeah, and it's not like they're dolls of her as a child, which would be creepy in a different way. But, like, those are, like, dolls of her as an adult.
That's her right now, yeah.
Yeah, and how old's Irina? Ish.
In her mid-20s.
Yeah, like, and she's a bit younger than I am. She's not, like, feel like if you were an old friend at her age, you'd be at least a teenager, not, like, a fully grown. And again, that's weird amount of details to remember.
We should go with her if we're gonna. If she does agree to the meeting, we should go with her.
Oh,
But I also don't think
yeah.
that we should maybe offend the captain of the guard either.
A little late for that one.
Well, any further.
Yeah, but I'd rather protect Irina and get on the captain of the guard's bad side, which, I mean, it's not ideal, but...
Didn't the barman have something to say
Oh.
to you after the guards were gone?
That's right. He wanted our help with something. Let's go talk to him about it.
Okay, you head on over.
Yep. Is
Ah.
now a good time?
Yes, now's a good time. Glad to see the back end of the soldiers go.
They weren't too bad. They were much better than I thought they were going to be.
Everything all right? Everything sounded a little rough up there.
Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, everything's fine. We haven't offended them too bad. It's just
That's good to
been a
hear.
slap
That's good to
on
hear.
the wrist,
There can be a bit of trouble as far as getting on their bad side goes.
I think we're okay.
He's good to his friends, the captain, but maybe not so much to those he doesn't. The Baron doesn't approve of.
I can see that.
Well, I hate to impose on you, but you might be just the right kind of people that we've been looking for, and we can work out a deal. A deal, Danica. Look, it's a deal. It's not just charity. They'll get free room and board, free food, all that taken care of, all included, all expenses included. If you guys can do us a little bit of a favor, you see, we get our shipments down from the Wizards of the Wines, the winery, and our last shipment hasn't come in. It was supposed to quite a bit ago, and I'm wondering what might have gone wrong. Just pull up, make sure I'm giving you all the right information.
Do you pay for them in advance?
We've worked out a deal, so it's not money that's in the question, just the supply itself, which is of course important. It's a bit of a family business, and you'll want to speak to the old man who lives up there, and he's a bit of a prickly one, but if you can get him to warm to you, help him out, I'm sure that it'd be quite favorable, and I certainly would take it as a favor, wouldn't we, honey? Yes, actually, that is a good idea, and perhaps some other friends, she's going to look at Jennifel, might be along as well.
Okay. Is there any reason why you would have been cut off from their supply that I don't know about? That would be helpful for me to know going into the situation.
The supplies usually come shipping regularly every month, and
So you haven't offended them or anything?
not that I know of. I would say that, heavens knows that he's easily offended, but I don't think that was the problem. I think he might have been born offended, for all we know, but he still delivered the grapes and the wine as all we needed. I'm just looking up his name. For some reason, I don't have it. Ask for Davian.
Davian?
He's a bit of a crusty old crow, but he'll tell you what you want.
And where's this winery at?
It's to the south, I believe. I get all turned around. Let me check my mental map here while I check my physical one.
Did you talk about how that guy's village?
Yes.
Ah, and Danica's like, you never have any good idea with directions, honey. It's not too far south from Kretsk, but not south of Vallaki. Kretsk, of course, the village to the farther west side. If you follow the old Svalich road, it'll carry you there, and then you'll have to kind of branch away. Some of the side paths from the crossroads near Kretsk will take you there. But the Wizards of the Wine winery is what you'll be looking for there. It's sort of mostly west from here, south of Kretsk.
How long of a travel would you say?
A few days, at least. Probably the same distance, roughly, from the village of Barovia, or maybe a little less.
What do you guys think? How does it sound to you?
I think we don't have a lot of money. I think the free room and board. And if we're going towards Kretz, we might as well check on the shopkeeper whose name I don't remember off the top of my head. His, Gunther, thank you. Gunther's necklace. And maybe 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Is that an offensive saying here?
Ask Danica.
A little bit, but it's okay.
2 wolves, 1 stone?
2 wolves, 1 crossbow bolt, maybe.
Ooh, 2 wolves, I like
2
it.
crackers, 1 bird, so that you're just double feeding the bird. No? Okay.
We'll work on it.
Okay, we'll workshop it later. I think that's a great deal. My concern is I'm not sure how many more nights we'd be able to stay at your.
Well, it'll be a permanent deal. You'll be welcome anytime.
Okay.
Anytime you'd like to come back. And at this, Danica sort of, all right, and sort of goes back to counting the till and stuff like that. Erwin is sort of saying, well, the Baron requested quite a lot of the rest of our supply for the upcoming festival, and those coming forward, and demanded to have more for future festivals. So I just want to be prepared.
Gotcha.
But
Do you have enough for this upcoming festival?
yes, he's
Okay.
already taken the supply for that.
Gotcha.
And frankly, that's left us quite destitute as far as the supply goes.
Well, as a counter offer to your deal, we don't need to take any money. It's okay with everybody else. But I will request 1 payment up front, and that is information on this blue feathered raven.
Make a persuasion check.
16. Yes, 16.
She's an old friend. Friend of the family, as it were. But bit of a troublemaker. And someone who we try to look out for. Ravens are a little lucky. And bit of a family-favored animal.
Is this the quality of information that you think is requisite of a several days journey? Because I don't.
Make another persuasion check.
15.
Some secrets have to be earned. Upon delivery, I'm happy to tell a little bit more, but overextending can be dangerous.
Very well.
If she decides to pay you another visit, maybe you can ask her.
Is this for operating on behalf of another entity, or is it its own operation?
She's a pretty free spirit, that one.
Interesting.
So, who can we do see her again? Does she have a name?
We call her Muriel.
Muriel.
And Danica kind of looks up and says, "That's enough, Erwin. Leave it be."
Very well.
Yes, yep, sorry. Try not to repeat any of that. I know I can trust all of you, but just please.
Sure. Then more information will be forthcoming on Muriel once the objective has been completed.
That will be correct.
And
Or
do
perhaps
I have,
before.
Do I have your word that it will be no details withheld?
You have my word.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think maybe we check out day after tomorrow.
Well, it depends, because we don't want to miss the festival.
Oh. I mean, when the festival was
4 days.
4 days from your arrival.
It's a 3-day journey there.
so maybe,
We would miss it if we go.
yeah, we stick around and we go after the festival.
The problem is how we're gonna pay for. I suppose this is actually in person. How are we gonna pay for room and board again for the next several days? Considering it's like.
Oh, I imagine that we can have some of the payment up front as we prepare for this journey.
Kind of looks to Danica.
Because like we can't not be here for the festival, right? By the sound of it, never welcome again, kind of a thing.
Well, while you're here, it is mandatory.
But if we are per se in Kretsk at the time,
Might be a different story, but you'd have to take that up with the Baron. He's not known for his forgiveness. In any case, perhaps we can do an advance. A few gold for the rest of your stay in exchange for, as a discount, for the remaining days, up until the time that you deliver the wine.
Gosh,
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah. It all depends on how much a few gold is.
I would say at least one per customer.
Per day?
That sounds nice to me.
Well, that doesn't sound very nice to me.
Make a persuasion check.
Somebody help me out here.
this is your show. You got it.
Ooh, that is a 20 total. Yes.
I think we can manage one gold per customer total. That'll cover you through the end of this next few days.
Let me paint the picture as to why. We need to gather supplies so that we don't die while we're on the road.
Understandable.
Securing this
Understandable.
wine. And you are inflating your prices, as well as everybody else in the city.
It's part of the condition of the town, I'm afraid.
There's a finite, but you have to look at it, just look at it as numbers on paper. We need
Oh, I'm very
supplies.
good with numbers. I think 5 gold for the whole party for a several nights worth of stay is quite
5
lucrative
gold
and favorable.
that would not be going towards rations or equipment or bolts that we need in order to secure the wine for you.
Go ahead and make another persuasion check.
The
This is-
haggling.
This is gonna fall apart at some point.
Is it now?
Yes. 6.
I believe 5 gold is more than a bargain.
What say you, friends?
I think that this is the best we're gonna get.
Do you have any practical bolts we might be able to use?
I might have a few. Maybe a half dozen.
Would you consider including that in payment? It's in
Fine.
your best favor, or your best interest.
Fine.
Thank you. That's. We're gonna go to the. We'll talk to the Baron tomorrow and make sure that he doesn't get crazy upset if we leave. But we plan, as of right now, to be going out in this embarkment after the festival.
We'll have to make do in the meantime.
Yes. And I don't mean to be a burden. I will help out around here with what I can as far as chores and stuff.
It's not so much the chores problem; it's the money. But
Well, how
we'll
about
make
this?
do.
I'll perform in here every night that I can, unless I get stuck in jail or something. I can't say. And you can keep any tips that I make.
Deal.
Look at that. Business. Haha, business.
All right, so you guys turn over
take
the money.
show from now
Yeah,
on.
Mary-Lou slaps the gold down.
Okay, so mark down the 5 gold.
Yeah, from the party fund.
And he goes behind to his kitchen area and pulls out 6 crossbow bolts, which look like they're fletched with like modified raven's feathers.
Very nice, very nice. And I mean, we'll be earning 5 gold back once we get Ariel's doll,
Yeah.
or his niece's doll, I guess.
What are these crossbow bolts? Did you make them?
Family heirloom.
Oh, I just haven't seen any like that.
What, with black feathers?
Yes.
Are you a purveyor of crossbow bolts?
I use them.
Well, different strokes for folks.
Okay, I just want to know if there's any information that was pertinent before I use them.
Nothing magical about him, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you. Pleasure doing business.
Likewise. All right, what's everyone else want to do?
This is nighttime still, yeah?
Yeah.
Hope we don't die on the road.
That's typically what we hope for, yeah.
Yeah, want to get a nice rest, see the lady in the morning, and head out from there.
Yeah.
Said Lady Fistani.
Maybe if we have time tomorrow night, you guys can give feedback on not Rialto. You say Rialto, so I always say it now.
Definitely put it that way in the notes.
On our
Love you.
performance, and you guys can tell us what you think of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sure I'll be able to give a good opinion on that.
I'm sure you will, Darian. But as someone who's actually been in bars, seen barroom performances, I think my opinion will be. What was the word?
Well, it's a festival, not a bar, after all.
But more
Same.
classy, more
Sophisticated,
more sophisticated.
more erudite.
Fair enough. I'm a man of the wilds too, so I'll bow to your understanding of civilization.
Woman of the people.
Fair enough. Well, is there anything anyone would like to do before they're bedding down for the evening?
I'll take out that cloak and examine it for little threads. Well, I guess I don't know. What does a tuning of an item look like?
Usually, to tune an item, you have to spend an hour with it. Usually, either wearing it or having it, handling it, and having it as a focus of your attention.
Okay, then yeah. I'll
So it can be
spend
done during
time-
a short rest if you're not paying attention, or a long rest if you're not, again, you're not able to make like a perception check during that time. But you can definitely do it before you go to bed.
And do we want to remain alert while?
We should probably set some watches.
Yeah. You want to do 3, maybe just out in the hallway?
Yeah.
Claudia, you want to take first watch with me?
Sure, that's fine. I'll give it a go.
Would you like to take second watch with me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll go by myself. Thanks, guys.
There are 5 of us. It's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah, sure is. Alrighty. First watch. Go ahead and make your perception check.
Let's see what I perceive.
That one.
So that's what?
-1.
You're at -1.
Oi.
Negative numbers are always fun.
But like you're nodding off.
16.
16. Few creaks and sounds, but otherwise nothing too major there.
During, maybe she's just really distracted by this conversation. So, guess we had, I guess we had more in common than I thought.
Yeah, I kind of guessed after what happened with the crossroads, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It sounds like mine's just my baby sister. It sounds like yours is quite the adventure.
She's quite a bit braver than I am. Yep.
I mean, you're pretty brave.
I mean, compared to Jennifel, sure.
I will never tell her you said that, but
But I mean, yeah. Things happened. She went to chase the perpetrator, and I had to work things through. So,
mine. I don't know what happened with mine. I haven't seen her in a while.
just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, she stopped writing letters.
Was she in Barovia?
Not as far as I was aware. I think she was back home in our village, last I heard, but I wasn't in Barovia until a little bit ago, so maybe she,
So Lady Eva was your clue.
yeah, wouldn't have come here otherwise.
Same.
Okay.
You made a motion.
I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Yeah.
But while you're asleep, everyone's in their own rooms while they're sleeping. So while you're asleep, Jennifel, I'll go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please.
A wisdom save?
Yep.
Oh no. Okay, how about a 9 for that? Yep, a 9.
Go ahead and make another wisdom save.
That's
Really?
bad news.
How about a 19? That one's a little bit better.
Okay. While you're asleep, you have a vague, strange dream of a conversation, just little different pieces with a figure, the face sort of hidden in shadow, and you get the sense that this is someone of authority, someone with strong, you would know, a sort of strong etiquette and presence, and you don't recall any information about the voice or about what was said, but you do remember saying something about you remember saying something about oh yeah, they're both looking for sisters, and like volunteering the information. And you also remember saying something like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds like a fair price. And when you wake up, their watch ends. And when you wake up, you have a bag of money on your chest.
I'm going to open it. How much is in there?
It is what looks like 50 electrum.
Whoa. Don't turn my friends against me, Nicholas.
And it looks like there's you don't recognize they all stamped with the same like side profile of like someone's face, sort of an austere figure.
Okay. But not like, is this what all Electrum look like here?
They look different than the ones Irina was handling and gave you to give to the toy maker.
Okay. I will put it in my bag for now.
Okay.
And go out to join Nora for the second watch.
Okay. Go ahead and make your perception checks. Nora?
8.
Okay.
12.
You know, it's mostly gone to bed. You hear a lot of chirping sounds and stuff like that atop the inn. And at one point you thought you heard like a, right when you woke up, in fact, and started your watch, you thought you heard like a but otherwise no other major things, no weird creaking sounds of people coming and going up the stairs and stuff like that. You do hear some, you know, what sounds like Rictavio finally going to bed.
Okay.
After spending a long time in.
Is there anyone downstairs?
You guys are upstairs, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that I might want to go check out downstairs as part of the watch.
Okay, are you just going to walk down? Are you going to like stealth down? Or
I just want to walk quietly so that I'm not.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Alright, wake everybody up.
You trip down these stairs.
I know, right?
It's a tripwire and an alarm. It's very weird for an inn.
15.
15. Okay, yeah, pretty quiet.
Okay.
It seems pretty closed up and stuff for the night, as you might expect. And you see what you see your again. You see your shadow amidst the darkness, kind of darken in and be highlighted a little bit more. And you just hear the voice say, "Watch out for that one.
Which one?
Careful of your dreams."
Okay.
And that's all you hear.
I want to go peek out the windows and see if there's anything happening outside.
Okay, I kind of gathered that with your perception check
Okay.
of the same.
Okay.
You don't notice anything in particular, aside from a few ravens coming and going atop the roof.
I'll go back upstairs and join Nora.
How quiet down there. It's nice.
Hey, can I ask a weird question?
Sure. I'll ask you a weird question after.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
That's a fair exchange. How to say, I can be prone to maybe sleepwalking. Please don't tell anybody. It's really embarrassing for me. Could I ask that you try to keep an eye on me while I'm sleeping? Make sure I don't get into any trouble. And we just won't ever share watches again, so that and I'll make it up to you. I'll make it.
about that, but okay.
Yeah, you think I'm getting into trouble during the day when I'm awake. I can only imagine what I do while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Okay, thank you. That takes a lot of anxiety away from me.
I'm glad we did watch you guys play.
Yeah, me too.
Aw.
Okay, so now your turn for a weird question. Thank you for not judging me.
Sleepwalking's the least weirdest thing in the process. This adventure.
So true.
It feels a little more normal if you sleepwalk. So that guy with the great sword. I need something better than this sword that I have. Before we leave town, and here we are. Before we leave town, and my voice kind of like goes down.
Yes.
Try not to make sure there's like nobody else like watching us.
Yeah.
Can I make sure
please.
there's like nobody else? Do you want?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Hello. 12.
You seem alone, the two of you.
Okay.
If you're okay, do you want me to say it? Do you want me to steal this sword?
I was thinking you and I could try one more time, and I could replace my sword with his, and then as we're going out of town to leave, and not do that.
I'd say yes on two conditions. One, we get a good look at the sword beforehand, so there's no identifying mark on it that he's like, this is my sword. Maybe they're standard issue, right? Maybe they're like,
Yeah, maybe it's such a.
He was the only guard that you saw who had a great sword.
maybe they're not standard issue. I think we can. I will try. I will try. My best distraction usually is conversation.
I mean, can you do that cool thing where sometimes people make you really sleepy?
Okay. You want this to be a little bit more intense than I had anticipated.
Oh! I don't know, I've never done things softly, I'm not sure how that goes.
So, I would almost call that assault.
Oh.
Just so we know what we're dealing with here. That's on a level of
Okay.
personal assault.
Okay.
I'll think
Alright.
about it. I'm not opposed to the idea.
Should we maybe do one more watch later? So we can talk this through? After we see the Grey Sword and all.
Well, I'm really concerned about my sleepwalking. I woke up with something strange on my chest, so and I'll show her the gold. Or the electron.
Okay. When I look at it, do I notice? Is it anything familiar?
It's not anything familiar to you, but you haven't seen the face stamped on it is
Never
not
seen
one
that
you've
face.
seen even when Irina gave you the electrum to buy stuff from the toy maker or when she was passing money out. It seems old too, like kind of worn.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
just
sure I've ever
remember
seen
this.
that.
And you're a little like, wait a minute, weren't we like trying to haggle for better prices and like couldn't we not afford stuff? Like we should have 50 electrum the whole time, like a sack full of money.
You say you just got that?
I just got it. Just now. Why would I haggle? Do you think me cheap?
I love the
Obviously,
fans
I've seen
for
more money than I have.
characterization.
Jennifel has a fan.
Nora's just always sweating in her armor. Doesn't even care.
Sarah, do you want to lean forward just a little bit?
Yeah,
You're not on
sorry.
camera there.
I have no idea where it came from, and I'm afraid to tell other people because I already, based on your conversation with me just now, I've already cast myself as a troublemaker.
I know.
Yes, you also think of me as a troublemaker.
No, I'm casting myself too.
Oh.
We're in this together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll meet in secret. I'll write you a note or something. I'll cast message and send a message to her. I can just do this.
We can do that all day.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'll try not to reveal it.
We could buy you a nice sword with this money.
But where did it come from? I don't know that face.
I know.
What if someone sees that face and then they connect the dots?
Oh shit. So
I
should
don't
I
think
hide
we can
it?
use that
Okay.
until we know what it. What? Did
We
anything
need to
else
do
come?
money laundering. Is what you're saying?
We need to go do lots of random.
Tasks and be like, I got this money from these people.
Hmm.
Are we criminals?
Apparently.
You have to ask.
Okay, so we have a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for
I got you in it.
All right. Well, that watch ends without any further event. And Darian takes his watch.
Oh, poor Darian's by himself.
Yep.
Oh.
And
Just petting the deed to the windmill.
you guys all wake together and kind of get out of each of your rooms and kind of congregate at the top balcony area before coming down to the bottom of the stairs and kind of overlooking the beginnings of the inn getting set up. So that's quite early in the morning. And Darian says, "Man, didn't really sleep all well that last night. But anyway, we're gonna do the lady first. Is that right?
Yeah, you want to talk about it, bud?
No, I think
Okay.
we're good.
Before I went downstairs.
You look a little tired too. In fact, he kind of looks at you.
Oh, that's rude. You never tell a lady she looks tired, and I'll take out my compact and
Okay,
freshen
you
up.
have a little mirror.
Yeah.
You do look very tired. You have like sunken dark pits beneath your one eye, and you look like you're
a
really
little
tired.
extra makeup to
Okay.
get over that. But before I left my room, I'll take the bag of Electrum and like hide it under the mattress.
Okay, so you're not taking it with you.
I'm not taking it with me.
Okay, 10-4.
Gonna be gone. For sure.
It's not my problem then.
Alrighty. Well, as the team prepares to venture forth with the coming next day, that's where we'll go ahead and stop for tonight. It is just past 9, so we will pick up there next time with the ventures of Day 2 in Vallaki, because Day 1 was quite full of events. So we'll see how Day 2 fares for any better. Hopefully, Michael should be back to play Darian himself and do a better job than I did playing him. But until then, thank you very much for watching. For those of you who watched at home, feel free to follow us and find us on social media and stuff like that at Dragon Poet Society. Pretty soon we'll be having a website up, and hopefully soon after that a podcast for all of this. So keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, have a good night and stay cool in the hot, scorching weather that we're enduring. So have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.